I'm not gonna lie, I would be down to jam out again. With that guitar especially. Just put it right there. Did you bring the pinks?
The what?
The pincers?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Just put the coal on top of here.
Look, I don't have to screw anything.
Nah, you just like slide it in, yeah.
Dude. Alright.
Our mission from Garden Grove brought us here, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do this. Damn, my nigga.
Cheers, my nigga. Cheers, my nigga. Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Oh my god.
That's fine. Yeah, I could use this bar in the middle. I just need, as long as I have from C to this way, the F I could play down here, E is over here.
Maybe I could put the shade.
Now this is perfect because like I could do the double bass like the E, and then went from E flat up here. You know what I mean?
It separates it.
Yeah, where it's like I at least I'm able to do double bass wherever from wherever I need to with this range.
That's good.
Which is why I like. That's why I like the keyboard with the extra keys down here, because like instead of me having to play the E up here, I can play the E down here, and the F, and so forth.
Put some weed in here too, my nigga. We're gonna have a dude. This is gonna be chilling. This chills for a while, bro.
I know, yeah.
It chills for a bit, so we could be rolling backwards,
This
bro.
thing does chill for a bit. This thing's pretty cool, man.
And, Sammy, my sister's husband.
Yeah.
He said that this
Is
was
his
a
name
really.
Samir?
No, it's Sam. It's like Sam He.
Sam He. Okay.
Sam He is the SAMIH.
Okay. I-H. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because kind of, because that's a very common like Sam, but then like with the letters after that, it's like
Samir.
different. Yeah, because Samir is like the reason why I bring that up is because there's this video where it's like when you do like pretty much not drag racing, but it's like when you're like drifting racing, you know what I mean, where you're just doing a lot of drifting, you need someone in the passenger seat to tell you, okay, wide left coming up, wide left. You know what I mean?
Really?
Oh, sharp right. Okay, long left. You know what I mean? Like, so there's different, because each turn is different. You know what I mean?
I didn't even know that.
Sharp left followed by a sharp right, like, you know, so that like, because if not, then you're kind of driving blind. You don't know what's going to be in front of you.
That makes sense because you're focusing on the turn.
On the actual turn,
happening,
and then he's like telling you what turn's going to happen, so that you are ready to do the turn. You get what I mean?
literally need a ride or die
Yeah,
motherfucker.
you need someone in there. But then like there was this guy who like he was doing terrible. The driver was actually doing terrible. He was turning too early. He would start too late. He wouldn't let go of the acceleration when he's doing some of his turns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like the guy he was like, Sammy, you're breaking the car. Sammy, I need you to listen to me. Sammy, left turn. Sammy, left turn.
Was he like an Arab dude
Yeah,
too?
it
Oh,
was.
that's hilarious.
Sammy, you're breaking the car. Sammy, I need you to listen to me.
Probably spelled the name the same way too.
That's just funny. It probably is the same
Yeah.
way though, Sammy.
It's very common, I believe. The dude I bought the guitar pedal yesterday, he said,
What is it?
he said the Lebanese, they're like in Brazil, they're in Argentina, a lot of Lebanese community in Brazil. He said there's more Lebanese in South America than there is in Lebanon, you know what I mean? And they're good business people and shit.
Like actual like the businesses or like the people?
Just
like,
the people.
Just like there's a whole community out there.
Yeah, and business in general too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I wonder. It's crazy to think of like places like Argentina and shit, like South America. A lot of people flee to South America. You know what I mean?
A lot of
like,
people with
like
money, I feel.
you know what I mean. Some of like you know how the Nazis fled there. You know what I mean?
They go regroup with the Nazis and shit.
And then like there's a whole community of people out there, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That like the reason why they're there is like, you know what I mean?
Because World War II.
It's because like World War II or like just whatever, like that's just the place to go, you know what I mean?
And it's funny, like how
Because it's not involved with, like it's not as heavily involved with the fucking like the political side of like the Western governments.
And it's so crazy how, like, you know, that, like, there is no committee to hunt down the Nazis, you know?
Yeah.
Not in the U.S., though.
Yeah.
In Israel,
Yeah.
their fucking secret intelligence, forgot the name of the organization, but they had a task force hunting down Nazis,
Yeah.
like, to hunt motherfuckers down. They were one of the only ones to do that shit. America was like, well, we're not really gonna fight the Nazis. You know, we're gonna fight the Japanese.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's fucking funny. Yeah, because that's the thing. Even though like we did like the whole like we were just there. Well, you know, like we say like, oh, we defeated the Nazis. I mean, we kind of were just there. It was kind of like all these other
back
countries.
up Europe.
Yeah,
you
we
know,
were just
back
there.
England, if anything, not even Europe, England.
Yeah, that's the only reason. I mean, but when you think about it, like England was the last thing. Like if Hitler took over England, right? If he took over like the island, the UK,
he would have Europe.
he would have had the entire Europe
country.
He would have had the entire.
And not only
continent.
Not only Europe, he would have had the ocean too.
He would have
the Atlantic Ocean.
And the Baltic Seas, Mediterranean Seas. He would have had it all. That's so crazy, bro.
He's a one evil motherfucker, bro. It's all Schindler's List. I've been getting those shorts too on my YouTube. And honestly, man, that's a fucked up movie, bro. They killed this one chick because she's like, yes, I'm an engineer from the university.
Yeah, exactly. And then they even were like, yeah, she was right. Like,
yeah. Damn,
Yeah,
they just killed her, bro, just because she knew more than them, I feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why it was just that, like, if you make me feel any type of way, which is definitely a way to make the egos grow, you get what I mean?
It was the only way to not get shot by them was to be just like, oh, sir, I'm less than you, sir, like whatever, you know. And they would laugh at you and be like, okay, you humored us, you know. And I don't feel like getting my gun right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's more of a like, you get what I'm saying? Like they never did it to spare you. It's more of just like
how they felt. It's fucking evil, man. Holy shit. I don't think. You know, people say like, "Oh, you're not," but I don't think we really kind of get how evil the Nazis really fucking were, bro. You know.
And the thing is that like the Nazis, like it's what pretty much like what they were allowed to pretty much do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was that like you see that you don't even see them as human. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is like that slavery kind of point of view of like, you know, like
less than human.
Once you convince people that these other people aren't human,
less than human,
that's when that's fucked up shit. Because humans to other animals are real fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to cattle, to chickens. You can't treat people like we treat cattle and chickens.
Yeah, like we literally
put
cattle
them in cages.
Can't even move, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like the chicken, or like
just get dumped with hormones.
Like veal, you know how veal gets made?
They get dumped with hormones.
The veal, like, so it's a baby lamb, right?
Yeah.
Because veal is specifically baby lamb. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The lamb gets a specific age, can no longer be veal, right? The thing is, so you get, because like with child legs, you know, they're developing and shit. What you do is you have them like standing in like one spot or something like that. So like their bones don't like develop and it becomes all like brittle and like so like when you eat it, it's not like the bones, you know what I mean? It's just like it's all soft and shit like that.
So you could chew the bone.
So it's like pretty much like that whole shit is so soft and tender and shit like that. Like veal is really tender.
You make me hungry, my nigga. Like, let's try this veal. Put some barbecue sauce on that shit.
Because to me, I'm like, oh man, that's kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? Because it's like a baby lamb. Like damn, you know what I mean? But same thing with chicks, like chickens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Chicken nuggets.
You just see a bunch of chick, and then it's everything. It's literally their feet, their beaks, and everything. Literally, like they just go through a little thing,
and they would use the labor of the Jews, and they'd kill them. Just be like, oh, like you did one handle really fast. Why is this box full of so little handles? You know what I mean? And they saw that short where they tried to shoot that dude, but the bullet just didn't go.
I seen that one. That's the crazy thing where it's like honestly, that's just the crazy shit to have happen. You know what I mean? It's one of the things that like
really happened too.
Like I feel like people don't really understand how fucked up it was. You know what I mean?
Because we're so desensitized. How many generations? It's been like 4 generations.
I feel like because when you learn things as a kid, it doesn't seem as fucked up. I feel like you should learn about tragic shit when you're an adult. You know what I mean? Because then you really have the full weight of it. Because when you're a kid, like I didn't really care about 9/11. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like even up until like recently, I didn't think much of 9/11 until I really just kind of sat down. I thought about it, and I was like, damn, just imagine like
they just hijacked the planes and the people in the planes.
Because we live in LA, right? Just imagine we're just chilling.
All of a sudden,
looking at the view.
Smoking weed,
and then you're tripping because you see that shit. You're like, what the fuck? And then you see another one come. You know what I mean? Like, That seems like war, bro. That literally seems like, dude.
It's an act of war. That's why people were like, we gotta fucking fight back or some shit. You know what I mean?
But that's so nuts, bro. That's so nuts. Like, so that's what I'm saying. I feel like just people like, when you're young, you learn about all this shit, so it becomes like, you know, like kind of just like, oh, whatever, you know. Hitler doesn't seem as bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like
You
even
gotta
though
think
Hitler's
about
the
it.
face of it, it was like just the entire, it was Nazis and just what people got away with. You know what I mean?
What people could do,
What
yeah.
people were able to do if you put them in that situation.
Maybe that's the thing. People associate all of the Nazis with one person. They don't see like the individual
Yeah.
people within them and how they made
Yeah.
them feel.
Yeah.
People don't like to put themselves in the situations that make them seem like the bad guy, and the
Yeah.
Nazi's the ultimate bad guy. You know?
Because
What I
that's the
mean?
thing, like, some people, they felt like bad that they're killing like Jews and shit like that, but then if you make them like, dude, they're not human.
Yeah, and that's
You know what I
what
mean?
that's what they propagated. They're like, oh, they're not even human. They're rats.
Yeah.
They're less than human. They're scum or some shit. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And that's what's fucked up. Imagine like you're a Jew and like that just starts. You know what I mean? You're just starting a business. People just start talking shit about you. You know what I mean?
It's just crazy how imagine, that's what I'm saying. Like, at first, it didn't just start with, all right, guys, everyone go to the concentration.
It was that was the final
Yeah,
solution.
that was the final. The first thing they did was, all right, you can't own a business if you're a Jew. You know what I mean? That's the first thing. And then they're like, what the fuck? They're like, you know, some Jewish people were like, oh, that's terrible. But less than 1% of Germans were Jew. You get what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. Less than 1% of Germans
So
were
they were
Jew.
out fucking.
So they
numbered.
were way outnumbered, not even close, less than 1%. And so they're not allowed to have businesses. Okay, so to anybody else, we're like, oh, okay, so only less than 1% of the people are allowed to have businesses, right? And that's fine. It's because of like, and whatever justifications were said. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
That was being said. So, you know, it was in the newspapers, it was in the TV, it was that's just what. And you know how people are with CNN now.
Yeah.
That's how people were back then. You know, less than 1%. And then they took away all their possessions next. You get what I mean?
And not
All
only
their bikes, like literally everything.
not only that, but the rhetoric during the time, like how they used, like they basically made it arguments that were like you can't really argue against. You know what I mean? Like, well, they took all of our money. You know, Germany's poor now. They took it, and then as a
you're
German,
like, I am poor.
yeah,
I am poor. I'm
yeah,
living-
exactly. You know, like you can't really like argue against it. You know,
Yeah.
That's what I feel like it was evil. Like, because even if you were trying to say this is wrong, they would.
It's just what group. I feel like the Nazis is more of a tale of group mentality than it is of racism.
One person, yeah. I feel like racism. That's kind
Racism
of dangerous.
is a part of it.
Yeah, but it's not the whole
But that's
thing.
not the thing.
It's not the whole thing.
That's like because one racist man is not going to be able to do anything.
It's a
It's
whole
being able
group.
to convince everyone to be
Everybody, yeah.
racist. Yeah. That's the thing. So like Hitler, even if he was like,
And a
kill the-
justifiable racism,
Exactly,
not
yeah.
even just a justifiable racism, like that was able to convince people.
We justify
that
our-
wasn't able to argue.
We justify our racism by being like, oh fucking, we're at war with Japan. They bombed, like that was our 9/11 back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They bombed us, Pearl Harbor. You know what I mean? Like no one even talks about Pearl Harbor now. That shit was 80 years ago.
That shit was 80 years ago, man.
You think in 40 years, you think people are gonna talk about 9/11 still?
Shit, people don't even talk about January 6th that happened last year. The only people talk about it are fucking politicians because they're like, oh, they almost got us. But you know what? Like,
What I think is that because everyone calls that a different name, the fucking like the January 6th. Some people call it the insurrection.
oh, really?
Yeah, like people call it because like it depends on which point of view you're seeing it from. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like if you see it as like, dude, these guys rioted into the White House. You remember these guys
Yeah.
like they took over the White House. You know what I mean? And shit
Yeah.
like that. And then there's some people who see it as like, oh, we're pro. You know what I mean?
I see it as the political party protecting themselves more than they protected the citizens. Because
Yeah.
during that whole year, it was fucking crazy, bro. That whole year, shit was getting destroyed. Shit was getting, and nobody gave a shit. The news even egged it on. They're like, "Who said protest has to be peaceful?"
Yeah.
You know, and once you
here's
do
the
that,
thing
that's
is
creating a mob.
That they would completely ignore and not take any responsibility for the people who were bad at the protests. 'Cause
Exactly.
there were peaceful protesters, right?
Yeah, there were.
But then, like that mob mentality shit.
Yeah,
There's some
breaks
people
in.
who just like started jump. What did Nike do? That made you break through the window and jump in and take all that stuff. Because there's some people who like I'm not gonna lie, Like I wouldn't, but I might take one pair. You know what I mean? You get what I mean?
Like everyone's doing it.
Like that's the
I
thing.
can go, yeah.
Like I wouldn't go in there and be like, oh, I'm gonna try to take as many. I'm gonna
Yeah.
sell them. But I'd be like, fuck. Like if I literally saw, oh fuck, those are those university blue ones that are like $450. I'm like, damn. Just one. You know what I mean? It's just like,
I mean, it is tempting.
It's hard,
honestly.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is tempting, especially when you're in that situation. And some person starts it, you know what I mean? And then you just want there to. Imagine people were there in the protest just to get free shit. Like they knew, okay, we're gonna people are gonna break in. They can't stop me. They can't stop all of us. I'm just gonna get one pair of shoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. But then like either way, but then that's still wrong. That's mob mentality. You know what I mean? You shouldn't do something because the mob's doing it. That's something that you wouldn't generally do.
Yeah, you wouldn't jump off the bridge because everyone's jumping.
Like if
off
everyone
the
was like, oh, cut that bitch's head off, cut that bitch, I'd be like, no.
You know what they would do? Be like, he's disagreeing, cut his head off
Nah,
too. Then
like,
that's
oh,
when people become
oh my
Nazis, bro.
God.
That's when people become Nazis, bro. Hell yeah, man. The mob mentality.
Mob mentality, because with everything in history, even like you've seen the Crucible or whatever.
Yeah.
Where it's like that, it's about witches, the Salem witch trials.
And the dude like
that's
tries
mob
to stop
mentality.
it. Yeah, exactly.
There was people who he was like, oh, I want that guy's plot of land. He would do something that looked semi-suspicious.
And then he'll just accuse everybody that he's a bad guy,
Yeah.
and everybody in the community would get together and fucking kill him.
Yeah, and because the girls, anytime that someone was fucking accused of being a witch, they'd just be like, oh, he's a witch, you get what I mean? So then,
And there'd just be no
so
trial.
people took that, like, advantage of that, you know what I mean?
You know, that's why I
And
say
that's mob mentality.
People haven't really evolved. It's just like, you know, our technology has. Because people don't realize about that. They don't talk about that mob mentality. They don't be like, are we starting a mob right now?
Yeah,
like, they're
they
not
don't know
conscious
what's
about it. Because it feels good, you know, because...
And it's hard to stop a mob. That's the thing, too. It's hard to be like, guys, no. And then because, like with that Kyle Rittenhouse shit, you know what I mean? Like imagine just a mob of people just chasing after you.
Yeah. Dude, if he didn't have a gun, he probably would have been killed.
Dude, he tripped, which is the scariest thing in any horror movie. The scariest thing in any scary movie is to trip when you're falling. Yeah,
they started chasing him because there was a garbage can on fire, like a dump, and they rolled it to a gasoline station, and that motherfucker like just put out the gas with the extinguisher, and they're like, "Why the fuck you stopping?"
Yeah, exactly.
Shit?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And then one person started like getting aggressive and shit, and then he ended up having to shoot, and then he had to run. He went and tried to turn himself in, and then they fucking like, you know what I mean?
And then like that's when everybody.
But that's crazy. Just like I'm telling you, imagine like a group of people like chasing after you, and someone in the middle pack of the group, right, gone on his skateboard. Knowing that they'd be able to catch up to him, you get me, faster than he can run.
And then they just
catch up to him
and just start smacking
one of them
him.
Stomps on them, bro. Like when you just look at, because he jumps, he does like a jump, boom. You get what I mean?
And people were like, that dude on the skateboard was more badass because he had a skate. No, I think,
dude, he would have been.
I think being alive is more badass.
He would have been pummeled, bro. He would have like Black Friday.
They've been stomping on it. They made an example of him.
Yeah, and then guess what? Like you know what? No one would even known his name
because
they would just said, "Oh, one dead at a protest." You know what I mean?
Like some people would share it on.
And then they make
YouTube.
him seem like he's the villain too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's evil, bro. That's evil. See, that's propaganda right there, man. That's the news making the individual, one person, an American, seem like as a bad guy trying to defend himself.
And that's the thing, it's like, because in your head, right, like you want to be a protector, you want to be all this shit, and then literally it's like, you know, here's the thing is that, because he's young, his idea of what you got to do to protect and blah, 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 is more towards like what Hollywood says a hero to do. You get what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So the like, you know what I mean? It's not like what he's doing is bad. You get what I mean? But it's just that it could be perceived as bad. Like as you get older, it's like about doing good stuff that can't be perceived as bad. You get what I mean?
It's just like some lawyer shit, you know, like one little hole, and then they just make it bigger and bigger to try to make him seem like, oh, he should have never crossed state lines and shit.
Instead of being like, yo, his dad lives there.
It's like, yeah.
Like, his parents are divorced.
Yeah.
Right? This isn't California where you drive 6 hours and you're still in the same state. Yeah. No, you drive 3 hours in any direction.
You could be in a different state.
You're going to be in a different state.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's just some city shit, man.
That's some city shit.
I mean, honestly, man, it's just fucked up. Like, a mob, when it gets that way, it is dangerous because if if they all have weapons, that's an army.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna need the army to stop that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then people will be like, "But there's American citizens. You can't stop that." But honestly, if they're waving like Soviet Union flags, I don't think they're American.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think.
Let's think. As it is an American right to protest.
That's like waving a Confederate flag or a Nazi flag, waving a Soviet Union flag or a CP flag.
Yeah.
But just because it's like socialism or communism, they think it's good. But the Nazis were National Socialists. Fucking Hitler read Marx.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The only reason he killed communists because they were fucking against their revolution.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You kill
that's
whoever's
all it is.
against your
It's
revolution.
about you could believe the same thing, but it's just how you practice it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's like you could believe in Christianity or Judaism.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like and to me, it's not necessarily the beliefs that are evil, right? It's the way when the mob gets together.
Exactly.
How things could turn.
It really doesn't matter what you believe. It's just that with the idea of the mob getting together and like because what they believe, they start destroying shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's people who believe it.
Yeah.
And there's some people who don't believe it, who
but
just want to
be a part of the mob.
It, you know what I
Exactly.
mean?
And they see their
And
opportunity.
there's just people who want chaos, and so they're just like.
And there's people who probably want chaos to happen. You know what I mean? People who Russian intelligence, Chinese intelligence, be like, oh, all we have to do is just post this story on a social media, like jump the algorithm up, and they'll be protesting tomorrow. They'll be killing each other
I
tomorrow.
always wondered how people get protests so quickly. Like I remember, like when Trump got voted in, there was literally like a protest, like either that night or the following night. You know what I mean?
There was a protest that night.
It was like immediate. You know what I mean?
That's so crazy when Trump got into office. I kind of was all into the propaganda of that shit too, man. Because I saw like, oh, the Mexicans were like bad or whatever.
Oh yeah, the whole.
But if you hear that his speech right
the
there,
rapists and the
exactly,
killers,
yeah.
and he's like, and some of them I'm sure are good people.
The thing that's fucked up is because he was talking about like the cartel, you know, like how the cartel gets people over here.
Yeah. That's the thing, is that like they don't send the beginning or what happens after, they just put like that clip, you know what I mean?
Because at the beginning of the speech, he was like, our politicians have been ripping us off with bad deals. I don't know why. Maybe they're good people, good intentions, but the deals have just been bad. And like, we need somebody who's not nice, somebody who like gets the job done. And then, he was also the funniest thing, the loudest voice was a black woman.
Yeah.
Like, yes!
Yes, no, seriously, like, that's the thing is that like the propaganda, like it works with some people. But there's some people who like there's a quality called disagreeable, right? Where you could tell them something and they're not gonna just agree with it right off the bat. They're gonna question it until they convince themselves that it's real. You get what I mean? Like, you can't convince me. You can just give me the evidence and then leave it with me, and I'll have to convince myself.
And depending on the state of your bias, you're either gonna take it or you're just gonna be like, no, that has to be bullshit. You know what I mean?
And I feel like there's a lot of people who like they were down with Trump. And then like people were saying
just more propaganda,
and then it was easy to notice. Wait, that's kind of like bullshit. You know what I mean?
And you know, just Trump. He's not a politic. Like he you know. That
he
nigga
didn't care about getting canceled.
Comedy Central roast,
he didn't
bro.
Care about
you know what
canceled.
I mean?
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like what he said was just what he said, you know. But the media was like, "This is not what a president's supposed to say."
People are always worried about like, you know, because when you're a politician, you work for someone.
Yeah.
He wasn't working for anyone.
He was working.
He was kind of just doing his own thing.
He was a billionaire. What money did he need?
Yeah.
What money did he need?
He lost a lot of money.
Yeah. He lost a lot of business opportunity, bro.
But you know what, man? Maybe he was just like, do you think he thought it was gonna be good for business, and then it just happened to be like really bad, and that's why he was just like, I'm not even gonna try this hard for this next term?
I honestly think he was like, listen, you guys, we're gonna make so much money on T-shirts and hats and American flag.
Oh my God, copyrighted flag immediately, bro. Because that was apparently Ronald Reagan's old slogan.
Make America great again?
No, make America great.
Oh.
Do you get what I mean? That was just
Ronald
Reagan. Make America great.
That makes sense.
Make America. So he
was like
got,
a Reaganist, kind of a person.
He pretty much got like that group of people too by doing that. Let's make America great again. Oh, let's go back to that Reagan era of economics, Reaganomics. You know what I mean?
Reaganomics, just like cutting the business expenses.
Yeah, letting the see the things that I've always been iffy about that, because it's like the idea is, right, if you tax businesses less, they can pay their people more.
I always thought like you tax them less, they're able to expand.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
Yeah.
thing. They're able to expand their business, and they're able to pay their people more. It's called trickle down. You get
Yeah.
me? The top person has all the money, and because they don't get taxed, now they're able to like give these people their money. You know what I mean? And then like it trickles down. But to me, it's like there's always gonna be those some greedy bastards that just
Well, I'll
keep
be
the
honest
money
with you.
to the top.
Wages in America has been stagnant since the 70s
Yeah.
because all of our manufacturing went to China. All
Yeah,
the people
exactly.
who made that shit,
Yeah.
like they got like bought off by people
So
who paid for.
even with Clinton and shit, like NATO or whatever, like that shit made it even worse. Like that's why like Detroit is nothing now. Detroit is nothing.
Detroit's like a fucking hellhole, man.
But all those places. You know what I mean? All those places fucking you ever seen the movie Rudy? You know how like like most of those people in that area are gonna work at that factory. That's how
They were in Detroit, Chicago.
no, but that I don't think it took place in Detroit, but just like one of those middle America like places, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where it's like
They were relying on that auto manufacturing job
Exactly.
because their dad
exactly
had that
Dad
job,
worked there, and
yeah.
the reason why pretty much the community existed there was because that factory.
Yeah.
That factory's there. Everyone works there. So all the communities live there. So the schools are there. Now people who become teachers, some work. You know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like that's how community builds.
Yeah,
Because that's the factory boom is the reason why cities started. Cities didn't exist until like I mean there was like Boston, there was like places, but it was because they were port cities.
yeah.
You know, so it was all about commerce. You know what I mean? So they get a bunch of stuff, and then they pass it on, and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
But when factories started happening, now places in Middle America
yeah.
had
Where
cities.
they had opportunity to make some money for themselves too. And not only that, they were probably like able to like manufacture shit on themselves. You know, they were probably able to work on their own things, charge people to fix shit. You know,
like there's
just
that one
because-
big
yeah.
factory, but then there's still the person who knows how to
Yeah.
work on cars, the person who knows how to like.
Because they worked at that factory, you
Yeah,
know what I
exactly,
mean? And
yeah.
they were able to take that business elsewhere, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? They would make something for themselves. And
And
honestly, man, I don't think social programs is terrible. I just don't. We can't have that in America because we pay for like military protection everywhere
Yeah,
else.
exactly,
And
yeah.
we have to stop that in
Yeah.
order. But people be like, but that's NATO, you know? Like
Yeah, exactly.
they need to be strong. They don't themselves.
Exactly.
You know, like England and
Yeah.
fucking like all our allies have to be as strong as China, Iran, and Russia.
Because even though that like we're gonna end up being the enemies with everybody.
With
We're
everybody.
the allies of everybody who attacks. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly, yeah.
So like they're all gonna be like, here, let's attack this country and America. Then the next country's gonna be like, here, let's attack this country over here and America. Then another country here, let's attack this country and America. But America's gonna be the common denominator. You know what I mean?
You have to. America is a powerful ass country, though. Like our military is pretty good, man. That's why we have so many people
I mean,
working
the best,
against
I
us.
think,
The
I
best
think
technology.
Ours is the top 10, right?
Yeah.
Ours is more than the other 9 combined.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Ours is 10 times greater than the second place.
And do you think?
Second most spent.
Do you think that's why? So like America was just like a guinea pig for like Europe, just so like they could have a protector without them paying for it and shit. You know what I mean? Because if you think about it, we always were that. World War I, we came in to protect Europe. World War II, we came to protect Europe, and even post-war.
Bro, fucking even the inception of America, bro. The French and Indian War, right? We were fighting against the
Indians.
the French, right?
Oh, the French. Okay.
You get me? And the Indians, I believe. You get me? And then we got the French out, but once because England, they sent their troops over to fight, with us too. You get me?
Oh.
Because we're their colony though, so we're part of them. So they sent to protect they just sent their troops to protect the colonies.
Who won during that war? Who
the English?
The English won.
The English. But here's the thing.
So the English won the French and Indian
Yeah,
War.
yeah. Because I think because they were trying to fight the French and the Indians. I think the French were helping the Indians trying to take.
Because they wanted the
'cause
continent. They wanted the land.
Indians weren't down with them taking over their country like
and
that.
the England were like,
And
oh,
then-
we'll help you guys.
And the England were helping the colonists.
Yeah.
You get me? And then the Indians were helped out by the French. You get me? Because the French wanted to take over the colonies. Do you get what I mean?
So like that inception has always been around. That
Yeah.
like helping these people to like fight
Yeah,
that
exactly.
has always been around.
But then the thing is that the French only helped out us because they had beef with England because of that war, right? So because the reason why the whole thing started is after the American Indian War. I mean the French Indian War. They were in debt. They needed, you know what I mean? War costs money.
Yeah.
But instead of England taxing England, they taxed the colonists only.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Only the colonists. So then we're like, wait, why are we paying for something like we didn't choose this war? You get what I mean? It was just fought over here. You get what I mean? But we didn't like. So we weren't part of the army or anything. Yeah. You know what I mean? You just fought it on our land. You get what I mean?
And people were like, oh, they're just getting taxed because they're farmers that didn't want to pay tax and shit. But they didn't get no benefit from that tax.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing came from that tax. It was just to pay off some old shit. Yeah. And then that whole shit is the reason why we started the revolution. And then it wouldn't have been able to be done if it wasn't for the French helping us out. But even before then, like when they first came, they were prepared for us to just be like, ooh, you know what I mean?
Oh yes sir,
like,
yes
sir, yes
yes.
sir. You know what I mean? But then because we had the militias and stuff, enough militias were made where then it's like, oh shit, okay, these guys are actually gonna fight back. Here we got to get more troops, but that takes months. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for them to send more troops.
That takes months to get over there to send the message and then send it back that we need troops. You get me?
I feel like if you kill the messenger, then that message is never even delivered.
It really doesn't. Yeah.
That's like some spec ops shit like in the 18th. Dude, imagine a video game be like, we got alerts that they're sending a message to England. If that message goes through, we're done for.
Through the darkness.
Yeah.
Because there are people who did that shit.
Bro.
Back then, there was a person who would run. Do you get me? And I think his name was Marathon. You know what I mean? And then that's the reason why they call it Marathon, is because he would run
and deliver the message.
It was during I forgot which battle, but during the 300, the Persian War.
Yeah.
Right. That was one of the battles of the Persian War. But during one of those battles of the Persian War, a messenger had to keep running back and forth because they're like, oh, we need Greeks. We need the support of the Greeks. So he ran to get the Greeks. Then he ran back saying that the Greeks are coming. But then they ended up winning without the Greeks, the Athens, I think. They won without the help of the Greek army, you get me? So then this guy had to run back, all the way back, you get me? And then he, it was I think 26 point, whatever the marathon is, you get me?
Oh, really? And that's how the marathon is called?
Yeah, that's why it's called the marathon. And then he yelled out in Latin, Nike, you get me? Which means victory, you get me?
Really?
Yeah. So that's the story of it. He runs back and he dies. You get me? He dies because he ran back.
He died of exhaustion.
He died of exhaustion.
Probably no water
but the last
either.
thing he said was Nike. You know what I mean? And he yelled it out to the Greek army to let them know, okay, no, they already won.
He was remembered, man.
Yeah.
As a fucking hero.
Yeah. They called marathons marathon because of that shit. Isn't that crazy?
America has always been a proxy.
I mean, I feel like everything, even what came from America, like England and shit like that, the English language came from something else. And it was just it was different countries taking over, and then a language being formed. You know? Even Spanish and shit like that. Like what we learn as Spanish, it's from Spain.
Spain.
Do you get what I mean?
It's not the native, native tongue that has just X's and O's and C's and L's. Real Mexican,
real Aztecian. We're not speaking.
Real Central American.
We're not saying any of that shit, bro.
Real Central.
We're saying only. I mean, we know we're speaking a European language. You know what I mean?
Do you think there are Native like tribes who would venture to Mexico? I don't even think they'd welcome them. I think they'll be fucking murdered.
No,
honestly,
I think it was more just you're around your community. I don't think there was much travel.
And you have to fight whatever around you. And
I think that's why it was interesting when you would meet an explorer or a traveler, because it was like, whoa, where are you coming from? Okay, over there. I'll take you as far as I know how to get to. All right, bye.
You meet a foreign person, you have to pray to God they're not a fucking crazy person that'll just fucking rip your head off.
If you don't know that there's people like that out there in the world, you won't even think that that's an option.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You won't think oh, these people are going to come and they're going to have some magic ability to be able to shoot us from far.
Kill us without an arrow.
Without an arrow.
But more accurate, more faster than
an arrow. More accurate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's not, or it hits you could probably take it out, maybe treat it. It's
exactly.
It's a bullet that's dirty
in you,
dust.
And then you die from the infection.
Yeah, exactly.
Most people died from the infection back then than they did from the actual
bullet
trauma.
Killed. Yeah. I totally believe it. The fucking gunpowder gets into your bloodstream. It's toxic as fuck, my nigga. Shit.
Yeah.
Man.
Jesus, man.
It's just
Also, those bullets weren't like incisions. They weren't like small. Like they didn't taper. They were just like little cannonballs.
Circles, yeah, circles.
They were cannonballs.
Oof.
That,
Dude, and that shit would get stuck. Oh my god. And that just leads on. Man, war is crazy. People are fucking crazy. You know, they blame white people for all that shit, and I can see it. You know,
I think it's that human nature,
human,
mob
though.
mentality, though.
It's not white people. It's not black people. It's just humans. It's a human thing. It's not even men or women, because women could be just as crazy. Just that they're not as strong as men. They can't destroy shit.
Yeah, I think that's the only
But
thing is that like with war, it's like it's destruction, but there's probably something that's equally as destructive that isn't the actual act of killing. Like, you know what I mean?
Like
abortion.
Like
I'm just kidding. Nah, I'm just fucking around. I'm just
Like
fucking around. Oh man. Yeah, just because there's wars like it's crazy how like I don't want to say but natural it is, you know what I mean? Just like a group of people that like, oh here we fight, right? Here, okay, let's say you whoop my ass. I'm gonna bring 2 people now. Now you're gonna bring 4.
Yeah, you guys will.
Now I gotta bring 8,
5.
and then until
Yeah.
we each have an army. You know what I mean? I think that's what it is. Until we each have an army, and then that's war.
That's gang. That's how gang shit happens. Yeah.
And I think gangs it's just a small like. The thing about gang stuff is that it's very natural, very human, very like if you no guidance in your life, if you just lived your life on the street with no guidance, no religious guidance, no parental
guidance,
or just any mentor,
positive friend guidance,
just nothing
and
like
shit,
that. You're gonna find people like, oh, I feel like I'm part of a community. Like people who join churches who aren't even religious, but they start going to church and stuff because
they feel like a community. Yeah,
it's just like that's very normal. So it's like if you find your community from the streets, you know what I mean. And then those people help you. They give you a little bit of money and stuff. You know what I mean?
And they give you a job or something.
Yeah. Go sell some. Give you the opportunity to make some money.
Something. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then you feel badass. You feel like you feel.
I always felt like selling drugs was never profitable.
No,
because all your work could be taken away like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then taken away, like it's not even that you go to prison and you keep all your money. It's like you go to prison and nothing.
Yeah, they use your money against you as evidence. Like, this is how much money he made off his fucking business selling drugs.
It's just terrible, man. I mean, to me, I never was like, oh, I'm gonna sell drugs. Like, even when I knew like a lot of people like where I was like, oh, I think I could sell this. I'm like, I still wouldn't though, because it's like I could trust these guys, but then what if I need more clientele? Like, who am I gonna get? You know what I mean? And who am I gonna get that I could trust? You know what I mean?
I personally didn't want to do the travel work. You know what I mean? I didn't want to like, oh, I gotta go to you now, or like I could tell them to come to me. You know what I mean?
I wanted to be a fucking from Pineapple Express. Fucking James Franco's character. He just chills in his house all day. Watching old ass fucking TV.
I sometimes sold weed, but I would get a gram. Sometimes I'll get a gram and tell them I have a gram. And I'll smoke some of the gram and I sell them what I didn't smoke. You know what I mean?
I feel it. Because back then, that's how it was, man. Dude, I remember I got gypped off one time from that same house. One of the guys, over there by Maya's or whatever. One of the guys who stayed there, he was selling weed, and then he picked it from the shop, and we went there. I went to go pick up a 10 sack, right? And he gave it to me, bro. I swear it was half a gram. I promise you. And then. I looked at it, and even then, not smoking a lot, I still was able to recognize this is way too little. You know what I mean? And he was just like, nah. He was like, no, bro, no, this is that shop weed, man. This is that fucking. And I realized I was just a fucking kid, a 14-year-old sucker. You know what I mean? That they saw that, and it's funny because in my head I saw these guys as like, oh, I go over their path, like these are my friends and shit like that.
I'm cool with them.
I'm cool with them. Like, no, I'm just a 14-year-old sucker.
Yeah, we have money. Who wants weed?
Yeah.
I got weed. I could smoke like a joint and then sell them.
Yeah.
I did that shit when I was I didn't sell to younger kids. I only sold to like people I used to go to school with. And this was after school. Like after school was over. Like this was after senior year. So people were like, "Do you have weed?" Like. I don't know how I was hanging out with this chick. I don't know how this girl I hung out, not even hang out. I was fucking I was with she sat next to me in science class,
Oh,
like
nice.
not even senior year, like 11th grade year.
Was she cute and shit?
She was cute. I'm not gonna lie.
When she walked in, when you're like, oh, please sit next to me. Please sit
No,
next
not
to me.
that
And then
cute.
they're like, all right.
Not that cute.
Oh, okay.
She was like cute enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like she was cute, and I was hanging out with this girl that like, I wasn't like taking serious because this was after like the girl that like cheated on me or whatever like broke up with me, so I wasn't taking any girl serious.
Yeah.
I was like, you're like a hoe, you know, I'm not gonna take you serious. Like,
Yeah.
she would do some shit like she walks away and I just let her walk away. I wouldn't
Yes.
run after her, you know what I mean?
But you know what?
Yeah.
That's the right thing to do, though.
Yeah.
It's just that when we're in our first relationship, we do
We're like,
everything
oh,
wrong.
no. Yeah.
We do everything wrong
Because we
And the
want to
things
keep
that-
the bitch. We think if we love her, then we'll keep her. But nah, we're giving
Yes.
her the power. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
exactly. And then here's the thing: is because look, she's choosing to walk away, right? Because she wants you to chase after her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what you're doing is you're rewarding her by giving her exactly what she. So now she could act however she wants to act, knowing that she's gonna get what she wants, because that's how it is.
And you know what, man? People may say that's wrong. How can you let your girl walk away? I think those are the dudes.
Who haven't been cheated on first.
Those are the dudes who are just naive, who probably
Yeah,
do get
that's what I'm
cheated
saying,
on, and
yeah.
so you're like, no, I would still run away. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
suckers. You know that?
Their girl
'Cause-
gets pregnant by someone else and they still raise the kid.
Because like after I do that shit, like the girl really likes you. You know, she's all into you. You know what I mean?
Because then they realize, like, here's the thing, that girls are too into their own shit, right? And here's the thing, that like everybody's insecure when they're young.
Yeah, everyone.
Do you get me?
Everyone
So
takes everything
everyone
seriously.
thinks
Yeah.
like, and then like if you pour someone with compliments, there's a certain point when they're like, all right, bro, my tits aren't that big. You
Yeah.
get what I mean? Like if
Yeah.
you be, oh, you got the biggest tits, or oh, you're so fucking. She's like, okay, look, I got acne. I know I'm not the cutest fucking, but you keep saying that. You know what I mean? It's like it just seems. Then it's like, is everything that you're saying fake? You know what I mean? Then it becomes like a guessing game. Is, oh, he's just saying this because it's to him. He's like, oh, I say this and I'm gonna get this. You get what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Which is what it is. Which
It
is,
is what
but
it
that's
is.
us being like ignorant to it at first. You get what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's us just wanting to like, you know,
You know,
have
like,
our way with
like a
them.
girl would be like, oh, that looks cool,
Yeah.
and she says that just to, like, she doesn't even think it's cool, but she says that to be nice, and in your head you're like, oh, do you want it? Do you want it?
Oh, dude, yeah, I know. What
And then she's like, no,
I
I don't.
mean,
You're like,
yeah.
but you want it, and you think she's being nice by saying no.
Yeah.
That like, but no, she was being nice by saying that
The
it was
first
cool.
thing.
She didn't give a fuck about it. You
It's
get
like a
what I mean?
respect thing too. Like you can't respect somebody that like kisses your ass.
Yeah, exactly. It's just you need someone to be able to tell you like, all right, you're not hot shit. To be like, you know what, you're right. I'm not hot shit. Thank you for reminding me. Sometimes I forget, and because when you're young, like you watch TV, you watch like, and
You're a princess.
That's how relationships are supposed to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Someone's supposed to go through the blistering wind and scorching deserts, climb up the highest
For
tower
the pretty little princess.
for you.
Somebody has to.
For an ogre. Nah, I'm just kidding. Just fucking around.
No, and sometimes the prince not even there. It's the fucking.
It's the wolf.
It's a
A
wolf.
gender-confused wolf.
A gender confused wolf.
That was such a fucking good line.
No way, bro. Oh my god. Yeah, man. Girls are fucking. They're awesome. At the same time, you gotta watch out for them. You know, you can't let them. The moment they get a hole, an opening, start digging through, man. And you just gotta be on top of that shit, you know.
I feel like I've been saying this point for a lot of different things. Like I feel like it's always like that with both sides. You get me? But the thing is that we're not vulnerable with men. Like we'll let ourselves be vulnerable in the position like, oh, like you could break my heart or something like that. You know what I mean? While with girls, you're putting yourself kind of vulnerable. You're putting your ego in a vulnerable place. You're putting your
Because
like
you
just,
love them,
yeah,
bro.
you get me? And just everything. Like even when it comes to, like just picking up on a girl, like you have to like, all right, she might try to make me look like a fool right now, you know? Because some girls do that. Like you just say something like if you were a guy, I would still be like, oh, that's a sick shirt. I love fucking that anime or whatever. And they'll be like, you know, they'll respond like, okay, what fucking this? You know what I mean? Just trying to be like, you know what I mean? It's
Not
like,
taking the comment.
yeah,
like,
and you're like, bro, I'm not even trying to like compliment you.
Yeah,
Like
just
that.
that's
You
a
know what I
nice
mean?
shirt,
Like,
yeah.
like if that was in my size, I'd wear it. Do you get me? Like that's not fucking like, oh, I like what's underneath that shirt. That's what they hear. Oh, I like that shirt. They hear I like them tits. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I say that's a nice necklace when she got big ass titties. You know what I mean? They know, and I want that, but I'm not saying
But
nice tits.
that's the
you know
thing
what I
is
mean?
that there are girls who like they'll have girls. There's girls with big tits wear tank tops and wear like they'll wear like tight tank tops and then wear a jacket over it and like just to like hide and sweaters and shit. You know what I mean? And then there's girls who like they'll wear the necklace right up to their tits. You get me? And those are the ones that want you to say, "Hey,
That's a
nice
nice
necklace." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's girls who they wear a necklace, but it's like. You know what I mean? Like I said, they have the fucking. Cause there was this girl with big ass tits in high school.
And the
I had no
necklace
clue.
was just we're down there.
Dude, this girl, like, she was very like, you know, like a sophisticated girl. You know, she wants to be like smart and like, you know, just like she takes herself like, you know, she's not a hoe, right? But
She's the
and
biggest
I didn't
hoe.
know this because like, you know, she would always wear like just like a denim jacket. You know what I mean? You always saw her just like a denim jacket over, and she just looked like whatever. And then like in band practice, like she was a snare player, and like we had to practice on the field during the summer, and it would get hot,
Yeah.
really hot.
She got sweaty.
And then so she wasn't wearing the denim jacket when we were up there. She was wearing just the tank top. And man, bro, she had
Wet
huge
t-shirts.
fucking tits, bro. Huge. That shit was like it was crazy how you like I was like, wait, those were there the whole time. The whole time.
Girl,
So like she's just
yeah.
wearing tight ass shirt to like make sure it doesn't get seen, and then wearing the but when you're up in the P, you just have to let loose. You know what I mean? And man, I was like, wow.
Man, that's a gift right there.
You know, but see, because she doesn't want that attention, because she wants
Yeah,
to,
be
she wants
smart.
to be, she wants to be acknowledged
For being smart.
for like just like, because to her when they see it, it's like, oh, guys don't get judged like whatever, you know, because we get judged based on our skill, based on like what we do, you know what I mean? And that's how some girls want to be judged. You get what I mean?
They want to be judged on
But
like their skill.
but you know what? We all want shit. Sometimes we just don't get it. You know what I mean? I want to be able to fucking hit my head every time I walk through a doorway. You know what I mean?
Just to open it.
like hit my head like I'm walking. I'm like, oh shit, ooh, sorry, this house is too small. You know what I mean?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. That girl that that girl that I sat next to in science,
Yeah.
she hit me up asking for weed. I don't know how the
Yeah.
fuck she got my number. I was hanging out with the other girl that would walk away, but I never let her walk away, so
Yeah.
she'd come back and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
But that girl, she had a nice body, man. She had nice.
Beautiful, bro.
Oof, she was hot,
Beautiful.
man.
Yeah.
And I really wish I treated her a little bit better, man, because
It's just, yeah, but you're in that moment
I
in
was
your life.
in like the fuck these bitches moment.
Yeah.
But she was a good girl, you know what I mean? Like that's the thing that I don't. There's some good girls that really like me, that would willing to like put up with my bullshit, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that take
'Cause
that
that's the-
submissive
that's
role.
it.
you
When
know?
when a girl likes a guy, it's
Like-
crazy how much like let's say if they're against this, but then they find out you do something,
They somehow become fine with it.
they're completely fine with it. You know what I mean? I had girls who was against like smoking weed or whatever, and then
Who
when
would
she
smoke weed with you?
and then when she found out I smoked weed, she wouldn't smoke weed with me, but she would hang out with me, and I was allowed to be like, oh, I'm high now. You know, instead of me being like, oh, you know what? She doesn't know I smoke, so I'm not even gonna tell her anything.
There's a girl I talked to, and I told her I smoked weed, and she didn't like that people smoked weed. And she liked me, so she would say, "Have you ever tried therapy for that?" You know, like ask me if I had done therapy just to stop smoking weed.
You know, you should have said, you
Yeah.
should have said like, I don't know. I heard getting head really helps you like not want to smoke weed.
Getting head really helps you.
Really
No,
helps with that the same a rush that you get from
For
smoking weed
is the same as
getting head. So you know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
if I had that, I probably wouldn't have to smoke weed.
Like I'll just hit you up if you're so caring.
I might need some therapy there.
Yeah. I need some head work. Yeah. I heard you got them head jobs.
Yeah, heard very good for the mind.
Yeah, this hookah is good, bro. We're probably gonna have to heat up more coals though.
Maybe I'm down to also pack a bowl of shit too.
Yeah, I'll stop the recording. We'll go on a break right now. Acid's Trap.
That's what I just realized about all women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or she said
Kalila.
something like, you know what? That's what I realized about, and it had to do something like as if like Kalila's always having these epiphanies. Do you get what I mean?
She just realizes something. Yeah.
She's always just like, you know what?
I just realized something.
And it's just
yeah.
her just saying something that she's already thought about, just
Some dumb
regurgitating
shit,
it,
yeah.
just saying it, her opinion, thinking that people are gonna actually say something. But you know why? It's because as a girl, you say something fascinating. As a guy, you know that the girl wants a, oh shit, that's fucking interesting reaction. You know it. The
Yeah.
same way how when a girl with big tits wears those low cut shirts where it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? During the winter, you know what I mean?
Low cut shirts during the winters. They want, and her nipples just pointing out. You can just see it subtly.
With her piercings, fucking like that, fucking Christy or whatever.
With her piercings sticking out. Some
Yeah, bro.
bitches just want attention. Oh.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, some girls are willing to do that because they don't mind. They just want the abundance of the attention. You know what
Some bitches just want strange for some change. Dude, there's this black chick on YouTube who's genuinely funny, bro.
I mean? Yeah.
Like, she does some funny ass fucking
What's
shit.
her name?
God damn. Something Rogers.
Daphne Rogers?
No, Kalani Rogers?
Kalani, yeah.
Yeah, Kalani Rogers, bro. Like, dude, she's fine too, man. She got some big old bitties, and she's hella cute, and she's fucking weird. But that's what makes her funny, kind of hot. Like, there's this one video where like the dude's like, this chick is just like staring at. Yeah.
I see,
Yeah. She's like, this chick's just staring at me, and then like she shifts her whole body to that dude. And he's like, oh shit! It was fucking hilarious.
You know what's funny? I think I might have seen some of her shorts.
Yeah. She acts like,
But she does something that should be she acts like a crazy
girl.
Yeah, the crazy girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, some girls are funny like that.
But she's fine too. God damn.
That's the thing. It's like that's the double trouble. Like, you don't have to be as funny if you're that good looking. You know what I mean?
Like, she doesn't have to be that
She
funny.
doesn't have to be that
fuck,
funny,
she's
but like
kinda
just
funny, man.
being the funny helps out a lot, though. You know what I mean?
Damn, man. She's a fine ass caramel honey. God damn. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm in love. God damn.
Yeah, man.
You wanna put some in?
Yeah, bro.
Oh, that's the new containers now, the
Yeah,
turquoise?
they use these turquoise ones, which is good because at least that's how I know it's mine.
Yeah, distinguish
Yeah,
it. And since I have a bunch of green containers, I'll use the green containers. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, fuck it. Kalila, I don't know why the fuck she's still on that show, bro.
I mean, it's just one of those things that like
I mean, it's not like they're contractually obligated.
it's hard to break habits. Do you know what I mean? Especially if, let's say, for the past like 5 years, every Monday, you know you're gonna be spending. You know what I mean?
Is it a Monday podcast?
It was I don't know when they record it. I think it comes out on Tuesdays, but I think like, because they could record probably, you know, a couple episodes in a day. I don't know how exactly they do it, you know, but just from my understanding of it though, is that like, just imagine weekly, like we do this weekly, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let's say we do this for like, imagine, let's say 5 years, right? It'd be hard to like just be like, all right, I'm gonna not do that. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you'd be like, oh man, I feel like I'm supposed to do something. I don't know what though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just because there isn't a thing for you to do. But that emptiness of there not being that thing, it feels like something. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's a pain only Kalila will feel when she stops. Like,
yeah, I feel like here's the thing. Like Kalila, she's having the perfect breakup in her mind, because not only is she breaking up, the guy is like still simping over her, right?
yeah, hard.
Like still being like, oh, I'm not gonna get with another blah blah, and she's all like, okay. But while she's thinking about who she's gonna see after, you know what I mean, after and shit like that.
and she
then,
like kind of makes fun of him too. That's
exactly,
what I don't like.
like
yeah.
she belittles him and shit
Yeah.
like that. And then in her mind, it's like, oh, it's all fun and games,
It's funny,
because
yeah.
that's what his friends and them do. But they do it. It's not coming from that same place that she's coming from.
Yeah.
She tries to embarrass him. She'll say stuff, and then everyone would be like,
They will just
What?
be serious, yeah.
like what? But then like,
She's not a comedian. She doesn't
Yeah.
get what's funny and what isn't. You know what I mean?
what she thinks is like, oh, I'm gonna see something harsh, You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not knowing like
She doesn't know how to make it into funny. Yeah, exactly. She doesn't make it funny.
Well, some people know, like some people are like, Jesus, they'll say something harsh.
Yeah,
but damn, it's fucking hilarious. But they're saying what they really want to say, but they know how
to say it exactly and when to say it.
And then that's like a perfect like you know, like because everyone laughs.
Yeah.
But then it's like because sometimes someone will make a funny joke. And like I'll be upset and I'll laugh.
Yeah.
And I'll see like, oh, okay, you know, like
that was funny.
Like, it kind of helps break you out of that
like
anger.
Seriousness. Yeah.
That anger, because when you're angry, you just want to stay angry.
Yeah.
And you need to justify your anger, even when they're like, bro, but why are you getting upset, dude? You forgot that blah 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 blah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like even like, bro, why are you mad? Like you forgot you got insurance. You'll just get another one of these tomorrow, and it'll be brand new or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I mean, it's not just that. It's just everything. You know what I mean? It's like
some people, yeah,
they just have to stay upset. You know,
some people like can do that really good, stay upset. Some people can't. Maybe that's a skill.
Yeah,
maybe that's a fucked up skill.
And I feel like it's if you allow yourself.
Yeah.
I feel like it takes more energy to stay upset. When like, you know, because like, you know, you get someone upset and then you start joking with them and you could tell like they'll laugh, but they're like, oh, they'll stop themselves from laughing because they realize, oh, I'm mad at you or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like when you're like with a fight with your girlfriend and she's like mad, and then you say a joke and she's like doesn't laugh, but she smiles a little.
And you could tell like,
exactly.
like you would have laughed right there.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
That's the thing, like I never like if, like I said, if I could be in an argument, and like that happens, I'll be in an argument, and then someone will say something funny as fuck on the street, and I'll be laughing, and I'll keep the loudness of my voice, but like I'm definitely not like angry, you know what I mean? But I'll just I'll keep talking like loud though, still just the loud talking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it won't be like, oh, like, fuck you piece of shit, you know what I mean?
I just like a good joke. I like when strangers say good jokes because I laugh, and I laugh really loud, you know, because I really enjoy it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I was at Target, going to Target and shit for a drop-off. I had a drop-off in the CVS. Yeah. And there's this kid selling chocolates for his school, like, uniform or whatever. Yeah. And it was like 5 for 1, 2 for 10 and shit. And I was like, damn, that's fucking expensive. Jesus. You know? And he said like I'll take a card too, you know, and he brings up like this like dirty ass fucking card reader. I'm like, I don't trust you. You know, like I don't trust that shit, you know? Yeah. It's not you, kid, it's just like the whole system, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so I said like maybe I'll get cash back somewhere. I drop off the order, I'm looking for something to buy so I can get cash back. Yeah. And then I asked the lady, can I get cash back here at the customer service desk? She said, yeah, but you need to buy something. I said, okay. I bought Reese's cups, and I tapped it. I didn't swipe it in. Apparently, if you tap it, they don't give you the option. Oh, yeah. And I told him, it's like, oh, I needed cash back, you know, and the receipt already went through. Yeah. And I was like, oh, fuck. Well, I guess it's okay. I was going to give it to that kid outside, and she said, well, you could give him the Reese's Pieces. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I started laughing. I was like, yeah, maybe I should.
You just go up to him and give him this. Be like, look, man, I tried to do it.
Yeah, I did. I was like, I tried to get the cash back, but like, you know, it didn't go through. And he was like, you know, good business ethic. He was like, you know, you can still do the fucking the debit card. I can still take a debit card. He was very eager about that shit. I was like, nah, man, don't do that. You can have the Reese's Pieces. He was like, I'll just take half. You know, I took the other half. He took one half. Told him good luck, you know?
Yeah, exactly. That's because you tried, like, you going, like, trying, and then it's just like, oh, like, man, you had to buy a whole nother fucking chocolate just
plus
to buy another
$5.
Chocolate just to buy. That's the thing, is like I already went through enough trouble for me to spend something. I wasn't already trying to spend money.
Yeah, I could have been out of here like 2 minutes earlier, you know what I mean? Doing what I could have been. This conversation would have been 2 minutes in the future. You know? Fucking stopped my life for a second. That shit's hilarious. But yeah, man.
That's crazy though. It's like, cause I remember when I used to sell chocolates for like this guy he was driving a white van. Yeah. Pick up a bunch of kids and like take us somewhere, drop us off to fucking sell chocolate for him.
It said kidnap y'all. He made y'all work. Yeah, bro. He kidnapped y'all to work.
He put us to work, and like depending on how much chocolate we sell is how much we make. Yeah. We sell like 30 chocolates, we get $30, right? And we'd be out there for 8 hours. You know what I mean? And we're out there for so like we'd get picked up in the morning and we wouldn't get back until night. Like well into the night, you know what I mean?
Did he drop you off at different locations?
Like, so he would pick us up, and he would drop us, like, drive to, like, Huntington, you know what I mean, and drop us somewhere there, or go to HP and just drop us off, you know what I mean. Like he go to like just certain places and just drop us off, you know what I mean. Like places that he knows, like okay, this is a good area.
Okay, yeah.
Like
good area to sell chocolates.
Yes, exactly. You know what I mean? So he's like, oh, right here, there's a 7-Eleven right there, a store over here. Like, there's a couple of blocks that you could walk down.
If
you know
took
what I mean?
you out to like malls, like every city mall, y'all would kill it.
That's the thing. Like, but a lot of times, like, we get kicked out. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah,
because it's soliciting.
You're soliciting. You know what I mean? And no one wants to soliciting on their property. So like, most of the time, I remember, bro, I had like, this shit where. Someone walked up to me, and because here's the thing, I'd be like, yo, I'm selling $3 chocolate, right, and it's for a good cause, you get me? Because like on the box it would say like, oh, you buy this, you know, like this is for breast cancer awareness, this is for domestic violence, you know, domestic abuse, this is for, you know what I mean, like different causes, right? And one time, like, you know, I was like selling the chocolate, and then some guy was like, oh, like blah blah blah, like making a big deal. Is like, oh, like, do you how do I know that this money's actually going to the cause?
I had somebody do that same shit to me too, yeah.
And then like I'm just like, I'm like, well, I don't know, I'm just kind of selling it for them, you know what I mean? Like this, you know, I'm just trying to do this for the cause because, you know, I'll be like, because, you know, my family's been affected by some of these causes and shit. And then like he was just like trying to make a big deal. He like, you know what I mean? Like when you're a kid, right? And then like
you don't really know how to argue that.
And then like I start kind of walking away, and he's just like following me. You know what I mean? Like just kind of like harassing me like about like the chocolates. You know what I mean? And then like the security comes over and like they're trying to tell me, and they're like, oh yeah, who do you work with? Here, let me call him. And I gave him a fake number, and then like I'm like. Then like he realized it's a fake number, right? And he was like, oh, like you see, look, he's like, and I'm like, that's the number that he gave you? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, you see, you're working for someone who's not even gonna give you a legit number, blah 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 blah. You should blah blah, you know what I mean? Like trying to make me like I'm the villain here, bro. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, bro, I'm literally selling chocolates.
16-year-old selling chocolates.
You know what I mean? I was literally just here. I'm just trying to sell chocolates, bro, just so that I have some fucking money, bro. You know what I mean? And if this is what you're worried about, me selling chocolate, you stupid fuck.
Yeah, he was selling like he got.
Yeah, I mean like people could be selling fucking, you know what I mean? Like I'm not out here fucking selling like drugs or anything, or like anything that's like bad for, you know. I'm not like trying to teach people to gamble selling and shit like that. Like it's something that's like harmful to a community. I'm selling chocolates, bro.
Yeah, it's for a good cause. But he was like, what? It's not really going. I guess he's not really going for a good cause, right?
What is that, like, I guess, yeah, the thing is that the cause is just for, like, I'm selling it for this guy, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is that, like, look.
He probably gives money to the cause.
But here's the thing is that, like, no, I don't think he does.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. It's just a ploy. Fucking, but here's the thing is that, like, that doesn't matter.
That doesn't mean you're the
because
bad guy,
the scam is so, like, nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, okay, this money isn't going to the actual cause. You get me?
Yeah.
But to me, I was like, is that a big deal for you to take that out on me? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm just a kid trying to
like
make money,
I'm not
bro.
the one. Like I didn't buy this box being like, oh guys, I'm gonna scam everybody. Like I'm literally just out here selling fucking $3 chocolate, and like just so that people could, you know what I mean? Just so I could make $1 off of it.
That dude just took it too seriously, man. He was like, oh,
but
man.
A lot of people are like that. Like it's white people. It's just that it's because
there's a white guy.
Yeah, it's just because there's rules, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's just like
people follow them.
Like
they want everyone to follow them.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like you're not allowed to do this. You're not allowed to like. There's some people who call fucking the health on fucking lemonade stands and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Where's Yeah, no.
I don't remember exactly where. It was probably Alhambra or some like. I don't remember exactly the area because I was like a kid and I just like. I never really went outside Lincoln Heights other than Highland Park, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, when he would drive me to, like, I only know it's Huntington Park in certain places now, because when I've passed by it,
it reminds you.
Like, I'll be driving, and I'm looking, I'm like, damn, this looks familiar.
Yeah.
And I'll look, and I'll be like, is there a bank right here? And I look to the right, and there is. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? I've been here, dude. Yeah. Like, I've sold right here, you know?
Man, that dude just, you know, you're going to have some fucking people act like that, man.
But it's just, like, one of those things that, like what does he think he's doing? In his mind, like, is he spreading good, or is he just trying to, like, you know what I mean? Or does he just sees me as like a nuisance? He just doesn't want that. Like, is it nasty to some people you know, like selling chocolates in front of a store. Like, you know what I mean? Like some people see it as like panhandler or whatever, you know what I mean? Like if you see homeless people near entrances on the freeway, you might think a little less of that area, you know what I mean?
You wanna know what I think? I think like what you were doing was very little that pissed him off. It was probably like the catalyst. I feel like a lot of thing was in his life.
The way he talked to me, he was trying to like teach me a lesson, you get what I mean?
Really?
That's really what it felt like. It was like he was just trying to be like, oh, look, you see you're doing this? You don't even know if the money's going to the blah, 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 blah. You know, how do you know you're out here, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
And your mind is like, I don't give a fuck.
And in my head, I'm like, I don't care. I'm just trying to make money. You get what I mean?
Like, why do you think I give a shit? Because he's probably like, listen, man, there's a bunch of scams. People are donating people, but they're not getting the money or some shit. I don't know, man. He's so fucking, sounds like a liberal, to be honest. Doesn't sound, I don't know. I don't want to say that.
Here's the thing. Here's what I would do. If I saw someone selling some shit, right? Like, okay, here's a good example. If I see, like, there's some mothers, right, that have their kids sell cupcakes for them. You know what I mean? Like, they'll pull up wherever, and their kids are walking around asking people to buy cupcakes. You get what I mean? Because you're more likely to buy it from a kid than fucking some
old lady,
overweight fucking.
Old bitch,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking Violet Beauregard.
Jesus
chick ass, you know what I mean?
Some fucking old ass.
Yeah,
bitch,
you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? You know, fucking the kids are already almost taller than her and shit. Fucking, but you see those kids selling the cupcakes, and to me, all I do is I just don't buy the cupcakes because I don't want to support that lady doing that shit. You
don't buy it.
You get me? What I would do, which would suck though, because even if you give money to a kid, the kid would just give it to the mother. Because I remember, man, getting Christmas or birthday fucking money, and my godmother would keep it all, right? Back then, I used to think that was some evil shit, right? Up until like as I got older, I realized I'm like, you know what? We went out every weekend, like to like San Diego or to like, you know, we go to the zoos or the beach or fucking, you know what I mean?
That money probably went there.
Yeah, it's because that's what she said when she took the money. She's like, oh no, this money was for this weekend coming up. And in my head, I'm like, wait, but we're already gonna do, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, what the fuck? But I understand now. That's her being smart, because I made like I didn't say I made, but I got like over 100 in like birthday money that year. You know what I mean?
Damn, man, that would have been cool for you though.
That's what I was saying, bro. That's what I was saying.
Fucking financial responsibility. Like, do I want this candy bar? Then I'll have 95 instead of 100. You know what I mean?
She took all that shit away, and she was like, "No, it's going to fucking where we're going." But that's like I said, like when I was younger, I didn't realize fucking how much everything costs. You know what I mean? Oh shit.
Put this in your weed.
Oh shit.
Since there's some leftovers.
Oh yeah, for
Put
sure.
the nugs half and half.
But yeah, like
You want to take this to the back? Or you want to smoke here?
we can smoke anywhere. I mean, I don't mind going even just outside.
Outside the park? You want to chill at the park?
Yeah, I'm down to chill at the park.
Yeah, let's chill at this park. Fuck it.
That's cool.
Ash is trapped in the park. We'll be right back.
That's pretty sick. Be able to like lightly hit it so that it gets to this side. Like I let it roll. I lightly hit it just so that it bounces to the other side. I smack it up like, man.
Dude, pinball, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have the greatest luck. I always fucking launch that shit and it goes right in the middle, man.
Yeah, that happens. Like, one of the machines I had, they had this ramp, right? Every time you hit it up that ramp, if it didn't go all the way through, it would go right back down, right to the middle. Like, literally, like, boom, right to the middle. Even if you do like the, because there's like a little technique that you could do, or if it's hitting, some people, they hit it at the same time, right? But that doesn't necessarily work, because like you hit it, if you don't time it perfectly, they both go down at the same time too, and it's just like perfect fall for it to go, you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like you gotta like, the way I do it is I hit one side so it tips it this way, and then because it's still falling,
yeah,
you hit it to the side, then this one you hit, and then it's able to go up, you get what I mean?
What I do is like, I kind of have the flipper like already like hit.
Oh yeah, like,
so,
like
when
it goes in there,
down,
yeah,
it rolls down, and then I just time
then
it.
you just like that. That's a perfect. That's one of those classic techniques, man. And I like the one that I was playing a lot. It was the shooters. You get me?
Yeah.
So I was like moving myself, making it feel like, you know what I mean? Like I'm fucking
cool.
like you know what I mean?
Man, pinball's kind of sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, cause that's an OG type of game. That's an OG. Like, I think that, I don't know. I want to know which one came first, like Pac-Man or that, because I would feel that because it's more machine, like the clinkers.
like they of
That's
course
more hardware.
pinball machines got more advanced with the screen.
Yeah.
But without the screen alone, you could
It's a
still
machine.
play pinball.
It's a machine. It's not soft. Pac-Man's more software.
Yeah, it's all software.
Yeah, it's a game. Yeah, they just had the the casing because arcade and shit.
They had Pong at the entrance, bro. I wanted to play around with that, but fucking I forgot.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That Simpsons game, like,
That
I
drained
was
me.
sweating, bro.
I feel like it's that section of the bar too, because everyone's walking by. It was hot in that bar.
It was.
I wanted to go outside for a bit.
It was fucking hot. I was sweating in that bar, bro. For that Simpsons, dude. How many people wish they beat that Simpsons game?
I like playing Crazy Taxi. I like that there's just one there, and because you'll be playing, like so Ed was playing, and like if you're good at the game, you're playing for a while, a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the way Ed plays, like, I guess he got really good at it because he also got it on console.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Okay.
like the map kind of stays the same,
Oh.
and then it's just like.
He knows where to turn.
Like
how
one
to
of
turn.
the first things that I noticed that he did, like right when the game starts, there's always people to pick up, and they're usually like either red or yellow, right? You go right past them.
Okay.
You go past them. You'll pass the red people, then you'll see the yellow. You pass the yellow people, and then there's a green person.
What does that mean, though?
Because the red means they're close by,
Ah.
which is cool because quick. It's very quick money, but the way Ed gets most of his money
Green orders.
is through the long orders, because driving through the cars, like you get the
points.
money from the driving through the car, so it's a greater distance to make that extra cash. While if you just do the red, you're just driving down the block and you probably pass a couple cars. You don't get that multiplier. Like, dude, I seen him, like, he's getting like $3.50, $4, $7. I'm like, what the fuck, dog? $7? Like, this thing. Like, he's really good at doing it without crashing. Like, he's really good at drifting too, and drifting to a way where he drifts around the cars, and so he gets the points from being near the cars, bro. Like, and so he was there for a bit. It's cool because people were just watching, like, oh shit.
Dude, that fucking fire truck game was kind of sick too. I'm not gonna lie.
It was, yeah. It's just that because like with the fire truck, the person in the back, they have to steer more.
Yeah, you. Yeah,
Way more.
Isn't that?
Because like if you see it, like think about like you're the front wheel, you just spin it like this. The back wheel, like in order to like spin the whole thing, get the mad spin.
Yeah,
like,
dude, I was spinning, bro. I was
I had a
fucking
friend
going
that-
down
I had a friend that made that joke. Like when we were lifeguards, he was like, one day, I can see myself being working for the fire department, but I only want to be the guy who sits in the back. Fucking spin that shit, because it's the wheel. Like if you ever see it, it's the wheel, and they have a thing sticking out of the wheel. And they spin the fuck out that shit.
So the fire truck is separated into two.
Yeah, like there's the front
So
cap.
that
and then there's
mechanic is the
cap.
same?
Because so like there's the small engines, and then there's the big one where it's the front cap, and then there's the back part, right? The fire. When you think of a fire engine, you know what I mean, like the big one. That person in the back controls the wheels in the back, or else the turns would be way too tight, like a big ass. Like imagine a fucking.
It's like a semi.
Imagine a semi trying to turn, but it's like a semi where the person in the back controls the back wheels. You know, but they have to turn way harder. But they're fucking. That's why it's a big steering wheel with the thing sticking up like that, so you can grab onto that. Fuck out that shit.
That's some true shit then, huh?
Yeah, seriously. Like there's someone in the back who does that shit. Like you don't really. But watch, when you notice it now, try to look at the big engine. Look at the
Especially when
back,
they're doing turns.
look at the back tires.
Yeah.
I see it all the time because Griffin and Avenue 26. You know what I mean?
Oh, they do that turn right there.
Yeah, but like you'll see that shit, and they'll be in the back turning the back wheels.
Where the fuck did the lighter go?
Oh, I think I might have it. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, I don't. Where did the lighter go? You sparked it over here, right?
Yeah, I had to have. It's not under the phone. Where the fuck did it go?
Oh, you had it
behind my wallet, underneath the
Yeah.
receipts.
That's why I had to take my shit out because I was like, oh, fuck. 'Cause sometimes that happens to me too.
It's
It'll be
a-
behind my phone.
It's ridiculous. They're like, keep your receipts for the 2 weeks just in case the customer wants to return the items. I'm like, I don't have the receipts. Fuck that.
I'd be like, here, I'm gonna give them the receipt. You need me to return it. You have to give me a little extra to pick up the fucking receipt. You know what I mean?
I wonder if you get money for that. I don't know. Well, like if they order alcohol and they don't have the ID, you return it and they give you 15 extra bucks.
Just for doing the extra drive.
Yeah.
That's worth it.
But they don't give you like a map to go back to the store. They say you have to do it on your own and you have to take a picture of it and send it to chat.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
So that's the whole thing, huh?
Yeah. Sometimes it's kind of worth it. Sometimes it's annoying. The first time I had to do that was
The dude sent me to an apartment community. They didn't tell me which fucking building.
Actually, yeah.
Yeah, well, he did tell me, but it was like a leasing office and they were closed.
Oh, yeah, they always give it to the leasing office, but
Yeah.
that's not where they stay at. It's like, you're giving the wrong address, bro.
Honestly, some people who fuck up like that on ordering shit, I wonder what's going on through their head. You know, what
It
I
might
mean?
be their first time ordering it.
Maybe.
That's the only reason why. I guess.
Like that's the only reason I would forgive. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like if it's the first time and they didn't know, because like one thing that happens is, especially like, there's this app called Caviar,
Yeah.
right, where it's alcohol, right?
Okay.
They got a lot of liquor stores and stuff like that, but Caviar doesn't have any drivers. They contract through other apps, like fucking DoorDash. You know what I mean?
So when
And
I
it's-
get a store app for like, let's say the liquor store across the street, that's Caviar.
Yeah, it'll most likely, especially if it's through DoorDash, because DoorDash works heavily with Caviar. And then so like any like big liquor store, like any place where you're like, oh man, they're always making me pick up alcohol here and deliver it. It's most likely through the. Oh, there's also another app called Drizzly's.
Yeah, I seen that one. Yeah.
It's that one, right? That's another one.
That one doesn't have a drivers either.
That one doesn't have drivers either. But so, or even if they do, they don't have enough. You know what I mean? And then so they get information, and then like you'll like try to contact DoorDash, but then they don't even have everything. You know what I mean? It's like, oh okay, like it's through Drizzly, and then they'll have to try to contact the customer. But sometimes the customer doesn't actually give their fucking right number or the fucking or the just whatever.
They
the
ordered
case
it for
may be.
someone else.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that happens a lot. They order for someone else and they can't fucking find the spot. Especially with DoorDash. I feel like that happens way more with DoorDash than it did with Grubhub.
That happened to me the other day. A lady sent me. She ordered for someone and she gave the address to, like it was a residential area, but it was a park. The only spot of land. I was in a house.
Yeah.
She gave me that one,
Yeah.
and I called her. She didn't answer that shit.
Yeah.
And this was an easy order. It was a $9 order, so
Yeah.
I wanted to drop off, get it
Just
done,
get done,
get
get out.
done, go do the next one.
Yeah.
Thank God I didn't have another order waiting, because I was
Yeah.
there for an extra 10 minutes
Oh,
trying to
shit.
contact this bitch. I was gonna leave her at the park, but I was like, I don't want to lose Instacart.
Oh, it's Instacart? Yeah, that's the
If it was DoorDash, I wouldn't have
You-
gave a shit.
Yeah, if it was DoorDash, you just put the wait and you're just hitting them up the whole time. Hey, they don't answer. I gotta keep it.
Dude, that's the funniest thing about DoorDash too, because I did a Albertsons grocery order. It just had to get like shredded rotisserie chicken
Okay,
in a
yeah.
box.
Yeah.
And I asked the deli, like, is it here? He's like, oh, it's not even out there, so let me make it for you. You know, he put the rotisserie chicken in a box. They wanted half a pound, put over a pound. He already stapled it, already had it together. He's like, oh shit, is this fine? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. It's DoorDash. He's like, oh, it's Instacart? He's like, no, dude, if it was Instacart, I would have told you, give me half a pound. But if it's DoorDash, I could have given the whole damn rotisserie chicken.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I would have given the
That's
whole damn
fucking
rotisserie chicken.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it was Instacart, you would have said, nah, nigga, you put that shit in there right now. I'm like,
yeah. If it was Instacart, I'd be like, nah, give me half a pound.
That's fucking
Yeah.
funny.
It was DoorDash. I'll give him the whole damn rotisserie chicken, the hot one that was cooking.
But you want it shredded? Here, shred it your fucking self.
Put in the refrigerator, shred it yourself. Yeah,
well,
exactly.
That's just
Funny.
funny, bro.
Yeah, man. So you gotta get some fucking stories, man. It's telling you.
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah, some apps are more, but that's the thing. It's because they're worth it. That's why they're able to do that shit.
Instacart is kind of worth it at times. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Yeah.
I could get more and less driving distance doing Uber at DoorDash
Oh,
instead of Instacart. For example, that day I met up with you, it was Tokyo Center down the street, down Azusa, all the way to fucking like Union on Pasadena.
That's far.
23 miles, yeah.
That's very far.
It wasn't even more than
Like
30.
23 miles.
It was
Like to me, 20 miles is my. I don't want to say limit, but that's my mine's limit of
would
like
you do 50 for 27?
$50. Oh, for 27 miles? Yeah, yeah. Because sometimes like that. It's funny because it's 2 miles per every dollar. If you can do it like that, that's fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's how I look at it
That,
too.
that's
yeah.
literally like that. That's
the
one way
ratio
I
of
think about
dollars
it.
to miles,
The
exactly.
dollars to miles. That's one thing I always take into
Yeah, exactly.
take into thought. Because sometimes like I'll look at the mileage,
Like
and
a
then I'll
$7
look at how
yeah.
much it is, and like I do have to drive back.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's not worth it. And then me saying no to that order, then I'll end up getting an even bigger order that's
Yeah.
closer, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, I made the right decision there.
And I like when you do like orders, they take you a spot where the area is, the stores are at. You
Yeah.
just do more orders that way, man. But a $7 order for 1 mile, that's heaven.
Yeah.
I do that all
Yeah.
the time, man.
And that's the thing is that, like, I don't know, in Instacart, do you get tip? Like,
Yeah. That they show you the tip, like they show you the base pay and the tip all together.
and it's good. Like, okay, how does the base pay look fair?
The base pay sometimes it's very fair, and the tip it's great. Sometimes the base pay is shit, bro.
Yeah.
Sometimes the
and
base
then the tip is what makes up for it.
for Instacart, I look at the items they ordered and the money. You know what I mean? I hardly look at the miles.
Yeah.
The miles is the last thing because you have to Instacart. Everybody sees it,
Yeah.
so you have to do it quick. You have to do it quick. You have to beat niggas sometimes, bro. Like,
Damn,
yes,
that's competitive.
yes, bro. So
That
sometimes
is
you don't have time to see the
competitive.
miles. That's why I didn't see the miles for that one. That's why I just ordered it because I saw like, oh, 10 items, $27. Fuck yeah! And then the map just kept expanding.
The Grand Theft Auto when it just zooms out, and then it's like, no, wait, what the hell?
What the fuck?
What is he doing all the way over there?
Yeah. Oh, dude. And I was like, okay, it's an Arcadia. It was in Pasadena, bro.
Yeah.
But when I saw it, like,
But it was the traffic, huh? There was some traffic.
it was early in the morning, so there was
Oh,
not that
okay.
much traffic.
That's fine. Oh, there was a lot of traffic. Oh, it was
Not that much.
Oh, okay.
There still was. I still had to dodge
Yeah.
cars and shit, and I had to stop maybe a couple of times.
Yeah.
Because it was Saturday as well.
Oh, okay. Well, see, that's not too bad because a lot of people sleep in, and then during the noon, that's when a lot
People
of
start like, all right, let's go do our thing this Saturday.
So if they want to go to the beach,
Yeah, let's go hiking.
if you're driving west, like
Yeah,
any
exactly.
freeway westbound,
Yeah.
sucks. Like, well, to me, the way I used to think, any freeway towards downtown,
Yeah.
sucks. You know what I
East
mean?
too, because people are like, oh, I'm gonna see like my family. You know, they live
Oh,
out
yeah.
east. You know what I mean? They take the whole San Bernardino freeway.
There is cool shit out.
There's cool shit everywhere. I always thought
Isn't
when I
there
lived.
go-kart shit near?
Yeah, down in Zusa, there's fucking speed zone.
That's
Dude, we
the
should go to
famous-
fucking speed
That's what I'm saying.
zone, bro.
Like, there's all this shit that when I was a kid, I'm like, oh, when I grow up, I want to do all this shit, and then I just kind of forgot about like doing any of that stuff.
Dude,
And
all
I
that
kinda-
shit's
honestly,
over
I kind
here,
of got caught up
kinda.
just smoking weed too.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me
Like,
too.
I
man.
spent all my money and time
LA traps you too, man.
to
LA,
get weed because you have to go far to get weed sometimes.
LA trap because everything's in LA. You feel like you don't gotta go out of LA because everything's there
But a lot of the dope shit is out.
out here because there's like a lot more space. I feel like
Like, they got the big like that's the reason why Magic Mountain is so sick because it's not in the city, it's out.
you have
They
to
got
the mission.
land. And they're like, here, we can just get more, we'll buy more land.
Yeah.
While like Universal, like when I used to work there, like that's one of the first things they said. They're like, we don't have any more land to grow. It's all hills. Everything around us is hills.
That's why they gotta take away shit.
You know
just
what
to
I
add
mean? So
more
yeah,
shit.
exactly. Like they wanted the Mummy, took away E.T. They wanted the Simpsons, they took away Back to the Future.
They
You know?
took away the classic shit, bro.
They took, but that's the
The
shit
best shit.
that's the reason why I would go there.
Yeah, I would go there too. I don't want to see the fucking Simpsons. Whoa, oh, you're in a fucking like tram seeing a fucking movie and the tram moves. Ooh,
Yeah,
and
like
sometimes
Back to the
air gets
Future
in your
looks
face.
sick.
Ooh.
See, Back to the Future, like they did the same exact thing that Back to the Future
But it was
did.
Back to the Future.
But they did the same exact thing, but they made it the Simpsons, but that didn't make it better.
They didn't make it better.
In fact, I think it made it a little worse.
Yeah, because like
And it
Back
might
to the
be-
Future is sicker than the Simpsons.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I mean?
strong biases because I've never really watched The Simpsons. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah.
I've only seen clips because other people watch Simpsons. And like I'll see it passing by, or I'll see.
It's a
like,
really good show.
You know what I mean? Like I've
the early
never, ever
seasons
seen it.
are fucking the best writing you
Yeah.
could ever see in anime. Better than
That's the
South
thing.
Park.
That's the-
Way better than Family
I've
Guy,
wanted
bro.
I've wanted to get into watching.
Great
it
writing, bro.
Because like
Great writing.
I have
Season
Hulu.
like what 4, 3,
Yeah.
7, the early ones.
Yeah.
Man.
Because I pay for Hulu and like I've been wanting to like
Watch the early
watch
seasons.
like something like long with a bunch of episodes that's straight. You know what I mean? And like I always pass by Family Guy because honestly.
Family Guy's
I've seen
kinda
enough
like
Family Guy
whatever.
in my
Yeah,
life. I
get
feel.
it. Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like if someone told me you're never watch Family Guy ever again,
That's fine.
I would be like, okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine. If
South
it's-
Park, I'd be like,
Dude, what the fuck? I have to watch South
I'd be
Park
like,
every now and
I can't
then.
really give it up.
Dude, South Park is.
You'd have to be offering me a lot of something in order for me to be like, you know.
I don't think I'll ever. You have to be offering me billions of dollars, bro. Billions of dollars, bro, to never watch South Park. South Park is.
like I like American Dad. Like if I continue to see like like because American Dad, it was the characters were better than Family Guy. You know what I mean? Like to me, in order for me to like a show, I have to like the characters. I'm really strong on the characters doing completely normal shit. Like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is a keen example. There's normal character. I mean, it's normal situations, but it's these characters in that situation that makes it ridiculous. You know what I mean? And it's just like sometimes just being like, oh, that's what that's how this guy is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
Like,
just a good character development.
Yeah, it's like some shows they do that, like, oh, it's crazy shit going on, like Stranger Things. It's like a bunch of crazy shit going on, and it's not really like, I mean, some people would argue, but to me, it's not really as character driven as it is the story driven. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Some
And it is because it's a serial. Like it's more. I guess that's why I like episodic shows, because you can watch that single episode without watching anything, and it's like these characters in that situation.
Yeah, it's like the characters, instead of like developing or like doing well, so the main characters develop. Every character has a trait, you know what I mean? A trope, and they bring new characters with new tropes. Like, oh, that's the wacky metal kid, or like that's the wacky new girl. You know what I mean? And they always trend on TikTok for like 2 months.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like when there's certain characters that like they intend to blow up, that don't blow up. That's always funny. And then there's the people who that like they just small characters, but then they ended up being huge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like one of the first cases of that dude is like Boba Fett. You know what I mean? From like Star Wars, like the OG Star Wars. He only had 6 lines, and none of them were like something crazy.
He just looked cool as shit.
It's just
he was a bounty hunter.
He just looked sick as fuck. He wasn't intended to be anything more than just like a plot, like he was a plot device.
Yeah.
To be honest, you know what I mean?
He was just to bring Han Solo.
He was just one of the bounty hunters, because it's supposed to be a bounty hunter Han Solo.
He didn't even.
He was just one of the many bounty hunters who went after him, and he got him. That was it.
He got him, huh?
Yeah.
How did he catch him again?
He went to Sky
City.
City.
And then Boba Fett came out.
No. I think they got a tracker on the
Millennium Falcon.
Yeah.
You know
what I mean? And then he followed him into Sky City, and then Vader was able to get there and fucking.
Didn't Vader make a deal? Oh, that's when Vader made a deal with Lando.
Yeah,
oh,
Lando was trying to protect his people. And he gave up his friend in order to. That's why it's like the story of betrayal. You know what I mean? And then episode 6 is redemption.
I mean, but then again, like, shit, as a leader, bro, you know, I don't know,
like,
you know what I mean?
Like, did he make a bad decision? And I thought people could forgive him.
But that's why he, like, you know, he went in after, you know, to get him and shit, you know what I mean? And
but then, like,
he fucking destroyed the second Death Star, you know?
And then, like, he made a deal with Vader that, like, was, like, to spare, like, whatever. And, like Vader was, like, that's why he's like, pray I don't alter the deal again. You know what I mean? Because he was like, oh, fuck. Like, he made a deal that he thought was fair.
That was James Earl Jones.
But, yeah. Fucking
fuck,
crazy,
man.
Bro.
I would have been like...
Honestly, some of, like he's been the character, like, of most of my childhood, bro. You know what I mean? Because even, like, The Lion King and shit, bro.
Mufasa.
I'm not gonna lie. I've seen that scene as an adult, and I've teared up, bro. Because that shit is...
It hits harder.
It does
hit harder, bro.
It hits so
like, the
hard.
story really hits harder. Like, the scene where, like, Mufasa dies, it hits you when you're a kid.
Because to me,
you know
I
what
thought Hakuna Matata was a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, I thought... It means no worries, man.
It basically means fuck
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, bro, just chill, man. Like, dude, your responsibilities, your shit, like, yo, just... And as a kid... I mean, Hakuna Matata, you know what I mean?
It sounds so cool.
No, but like that's life as a kid, though. It means no worries. There's no worries, no responsibilities, no nothing.
Yeah.
Fuck anything. Like, so to me, like I didn't know that was supposed to be like that's him getting lazy or whatever.
Yeah,
like
him in paradise, just like
becoming dormant and just docile.
Just forgetting like the kingdom that he like is responsible for.
And the imagery of it too. It's a lion hanging out with his prey. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like that to me that's trippy.
Oh, like he would like in normal circumstances he would like eat them.
Yeah, he would eat them.
It's like if a prince were to like Prince and the Pauper type shit.
Yeah, it's a true symbol of becoming docile and becoming like just you know what I mean?
It was the female that brought him back.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, it wasn't the female.
It was his father.
It was his father, nigga.
It was
so
his
crazy.
father.
That's such a
It was
Because
his
she comes back and she's
father.
like, we need you, dog.
And he was like,
says,
I ain't
"Come
going
on,
back.
Dad, bitch."
Yeah, I ain't gonna fuck you, bitch. I'm
Dad.
It means nowhere.
He's like, harmonize with me. She's
Yeah.
looking at him like, no.
Like, we
bro.
gotta go back.
He's like, no, come on, shake your head. Like, I gotta
But
go
you know
lob
what?
across right now.
She started that internal conflict within himself that brought his father
That did.
out.
That did. And it was the monkey, bro, who really did the pushing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He taught him, like, he hit him, and he was like, oh, what the fuck was that for? Oh, who cares? It's in the
He
past.
found him,
It's
huh?
in the past.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, that's that mentality
Yeah.
shit. He's like, why do you care if I hit you? That's
Yeah.
in the past.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's like, right? That's your logic. I'm using your logic.
You're using Hakuna Matata.
Yeah, he literally just used his own logic on him. And then he's trying to swing at him again,
Yeah.
and he dodged it.
Yeah.
He's like, see, he learned.
Yeah.
You know what
So
I mean?
like
'Cause
not
that's
everything.
what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, not everything is about words.
It's
you
so
know?
symbolic, like
Yeah.
that whole thing. Like, and then just when you watch it, like the music, like, because it goes from high intensity, he's running through the little jungle shit,
Yeah.
trying to catch up to the monkey, and then he goes, shh. He's like, look. Like, that's so sick, bro.
He's just pointing him at the right direction.
And he's like, nah, that's just me, bro. It's just my reflection.
That's like some.
You get me? And that's some fucking
Yeah.
symbolic, like just that line where it's like, no, that's not him. That's just my reflection.
You
Which
could-
it's supposed to be like, that is you. You get what I mean?
You could look at that as like some like you look at like life coaches or gurus or whatever. Even like Andrew Tate, you know, like
Yeah.
they're not gonna take you there. You know,
Yeah.
they could only point you at a direction
Yeah.
that is like, you know, a more responsible
Yeah.
direction.
It's more of like sometimes, like, you don't even have to agree with a person to agree with something that they say. You know what I mean? Sometimes they'll say something where you're like, dude, that, like how Patrice O'Neal said it, just because you put marbles up your ass doesn't mean that 2 plus 2 is 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because you just
So you do some crazy
Just
shit
you do
doesn't
some
mean
crazy
you can't,
shit.
doesn't mean like, you know, you can't
and I don't
say,
agree with what you're doing, and I
Exactly.
wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you can't say
Doesn't
like,
mean
good
what
shit.
you. Yeah, it doesn't mean you're not gonna say something that's true, bro. And you know, like sometimes they got some truth.
Sometimes they do got some.
Like Andrew Tate, sometimes he'll say shit that's ridiculous.
It's
but
so
to me,
ridiculous.
I don't even believe it, but it's funny.
Funny, yes.
So to me, I still get the entertainment value
exactly.
of it.
But sometimes he
You get what I
says some shit that you're like, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
I
it's a
do agree.
mixture of like, and I think like even he knows that there's moments where he's being serious and he's trying to say something, and then where he's like, okay, you know, I'm just trying to be funny. I'm just like, yo, we're just being funny. This is you know, like that Joe Rogan kind of feel like, or just that freedom podcast. You know what I mean?
That's fucking sick, man. Honestly, like, I won't like sign up for Hustlers University.
Oh, I'd never.
But I would definitely use like his videos to put my own link. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I'll use him to advertise myself. You know, because that's a good technique.
Yeah, just because someone bought the textbook doesn't mean I'm gonna read through it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna take the same things that they're taking from it. You know what I mean?
Maybe I'll write a book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe I'll write a book. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Yeah. Maybe I could be an author. You know?
Perfect. Yeah.
Maybe I could write a
we
book.
could be an author.
Yeah.
Make our own little university.
Yeah, man. And you know, it's as long as we're not spreading like shit that's not true. You know what I mean? Like,
And I think like, because you could always have like a group, you know, like where like we help each other. You know what I mean? Like it's like a community type of thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of communities are virtual now.
yeah, you don't
know
have to
what I
really
mean?
pay for it. Yeah.
Like even like just Xbox. Like think about gaming communities. You know what I mean? A lot of it is just like people who, you know what I mean, you interact with like just in a virtual platform. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all meet in a place.
In the lobby.
Yeah, you all meet in a lobby exactly, and then go
You fucking
do shit together.
You
know
do
what I
crazy
mean?
shit. Yeah, you
Yeah.
get dubs.
So like all it is like we just need to build a community.
Yeah.
I mean, like which is what a lot of these like podcasters and a lot of like influence like they have their community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas like these people they agree with us and then they'll buy our stuff too, like our clothes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because the clothes look sick
The
too.
things that like I heard like you know you sell 20,000 like CDs that you put out and you made and everything's
Yourself?
on you. You're
For
gonna make
$10,
more money
yeah,
than if you
Put
sold
2
like
million.
2 million.
yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
They'll just give you a plaque that said you're certified or whatever. But
And
who
then-
gives a shit?
And then so that same thing translates to like anything, like
Yeah.
like even like clothes or you know just like our content. You know, people are gonna consume it like as long as we have like a small group of dedicated people.
Facts.
It's better than having like oh, you know, everyone across the whole country, everyone knows me. You know what I mean?
Because we wouldn't even be ourselves. We'd be forced to
Yeah,
say shit that we
exactly.
don't
We
believe.
have to appease everybody.
Yeah.
You know.
And honestly, I think that sucks, man.
And that's the thing is that because you have to. Here's the thing is that it's not that you have to please everybody. You have to please.
Your label.
Please the people who
Pay you.
who are volatile. So like the people who like they'll leave your shit. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because like there's people who apologize for shit, and you're like, well, that's like, why are you apologizing, dude? I disagree with him apologizing, but that doesn't mean you're not gonna watch their stuff. You get what I mean? So it's like, oh, I'd rather, even though this person disagrees with me,
Yeah.
I'd rather have them disagree with me than to have this group disagrees with me. 'Cause
Yeah.
this group will cost me. This
More
group
money.
is more volatile for me.
Yeah. Like they could spread like messages and shit. Like
Yeah.
they're more into that shit, like cancel culture.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some artists out there, especially like who are signed to big labels and have a lot of money behind them. Like I feel like they don't even get to say, like everything they do is planned for them.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, today you're gonna be on this podcast. Today you're gonna do this for this thing.
Imagine a life
Today
like
you're
that.
gonna be recording a song like this that has to have this feel.
That's why they recruit younger people.
Yeah.
Because when you're a kid, you're used to that life.
Yeah.
Your parents kind of
Yeah.
make your decisions for you.
Yeah.
You go to school.
Yeah.
Like everything is
It's
kind
made
of
for
planned.
you, yeah.
So you're still in that mentality
Yeah.
of, oh, okay, I need to follow the plan. I need
Yeah.
to do
Not
this,
not
I need to-
freedom or independence.
Exactly. Like once you kind of like break away from that, and if you like, you know, once you start going off like the normal beaten path that's like that's plain, you know, that everyone needs to take or whatever, that then you start to see like, oh, you know, you can do things different. Like not everything, like there's not just one way to solve a problem
Yeah.
or to get to something. You know what I mean? There's multiple roads to get there. You know what I mean? This is just the most highlighted. This is the one with the most lights on. You know what I mean?
There's the ones that's the most sponsored.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is sponsored. They got, you know, beautiful fucking bushes on the way up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know,
You got university.
Yeah.
You get a whole
Give you that
palace.
illusion of freedom too, because
Yeah,
you
they-
have your own this.
Yeah,
But
you
it's
can
not
finally
really
set your own
anything.
schedule. You can pick
Yeah.
your own classes.
Yeah.
You know, you can
But-
finally do that.
But in reality,
I should have been
not,
doing that.
That's not necessarily freedom because they're just giving you options,
Yeah.
a few options to choose from, and you have to choose from those options.
Yeah, they don't give you out of that paradigm.
Yeah, and then if you don't follow it, then you could get kicked out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I remember I knew this girl who like in her first like semester at college, like she, you know, when she had that freedom, you know, had strict ass parents, so she's, you know, drinking a lot, partying a lot, you know what I mean? And a lightweight too, you know, can't even drink that much. So like you know, started falling behind in classes and stuff like that. And the college was gonna kick her out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she was just partying.
And just partying and shit like that, you know what I mean?
That's the thing. You sometimes, like, especially right after high school, if you were like partying a lot and you
Yeah.
go to college and like that's like you are kind of free
Yeah.
from your parents.
Yeah,
You know, you're still
exactly.
in the paradigm of the college.
Yes, but you're still, you're there's a new ruler of your
Life.
domain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At that point, you know, like even though it's like it's not your parents.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the thing is that because you think your parents are the worst.
Yeah.
You know, you think
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
the enemies of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
When in reality, they're your best friend.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what
Yeah,
I
they
mean?
were.
'Cause,
Yeah.
yeah. It's just that now you're gonna have to learn the lessons of the world. Which
Yeah.
that's why a lot of strict parents like it's not good for because kids need to get the experience when they're young.
Yeah.
So that when they get
They can
older,
learn.
they got a couple tools. You need a couple tools on your belt
Yeah.
before you get out into the real world. You can't just
You can't just
go
go out
out
there
into the world
blind.
just straight fucking butt naked, like no gear, no nothing.
Gullible,
And then,
easily
and then
moved.
because you're expected to perform at your highest when you're in that position too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're expected to like take any days off or anything, no slack. You know, you're taught to make sure you're always working. You know, they don't read anything in class. You're supposed to read that shit on your own time. You know what I mean? Like the textbooks and shit like that.
Yeah, everything in class is just lecture.
It's just more of just him like kind of describing it and him teaching it in his own nuanced way.
Yeah.
And that just depends if a teacher actually wants to give a fuck, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like a teacher doesn't have to really try hard and on
In
their
college,
lectures
yeah.
if they don't want to. They can just have some cool shit. They're like, hey guys, right, this is cool, right? This one idea is cool. And they spent like literally the entire lecture on that. But when you get to the fucking textbook, it's literally that was like maybe half a page of what he went through was half a page in the textbook.
Yeah,
And you're supposed to read
the whole textbook. Yeah.
Like the next 12 pages is the chapter, right? You know what I mean?
He just like did a whole intro. You know what I mean? Like you had to do everything yourself.
He just did the cool thing of the lesson, but like there's still all this thing. You're meant to do on your own. You know what I mean? That people don't necessarily teach you that, but you know.
I went to college for like maybe 2 semesters.
Yeah.
I only completed one class, and that was a math class, and that was because I went to that class not doing math for like 2 years.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of smiled at my first math problem.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dude, math, I love this shit, bro.
Math was one of my favorite things.
Yeah, math is so
I
amazing.
was like I was good at it and I understood it.
Yeah,
To the
exactly.
point where I remember when like it started getting to algebra and he would teach concepts, right? And I started recognizing like the pattern, like he would teach this,
Yeah.
and then he would teach this,
Yeah.
and he would teach doing both of it,
Yeah.
and then he would teach doing that with fucking like something, you know what I mean?
It was just
And-
using the same
And
formula.
then
yeah.
I used to be like, wait, and then you could do this with this, and he would be like, yes, but that's next lesson, and I'd be like, bro, but that's like, I was like, I could see it, I figured it all out, you know what I mean?
I was so high one time
I
in high school,
love it.
bro, in math class.
Yeah.
Dude, and
The
I was
best
looking
fucking
at my teacher like he was like some
Uh,
kind of god or something.
yes.
Like, dude, Mr. T, you're this shit,
I'm not
bro.
gonna
How
lie.
did you figure that out, man?
There's people who enjoy learning, and people who don't,
Yeah.
and I feel like the people who don't like, those are the ones who don't really like school. So me, I liked being in class. I didn't necessarily like the abundance of homework and shit, so I just didn't do it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
exactly.
I didn't do it.
I didn't
I
like
did good on
homework either,
tests.
man. I
I was
didn't
able to
like
do
either.
good on tests because
Exactly.
I enjoyed what I was hearing.
I never did homework. I always did great. Like, that was always the thing. I always did great, like, in class.
Yeah.
I just never did homework, so I thought it was fucking stupid.
Yeah, and you know why? I had other shit I was
To
doing.
do,
like,
man.
and it's not just like that might seem like, but because I had band right after school, right?
Yeah.
And like, dude, that was like my craft. You know what I mean? Been doing
Yeah.
this forever. And then I would after that. Sometimes we would have like the ska band I was in. We would have that rehearsal, right?
Yeah.
So I have to rehearse with that ska band, right? And then. Also, when I was in band, there was like the drumline thing, and I would
Yeah.
rehearse with that, like playing the keys. You know what I mean? So then I would do playing the keys for a bit, and then sometimes because I did the university band, like for LMU, we would have to either like on Tuesdays we would have to rehearse, right? Or there would be a game. So like most of the week was like, oh, there's a game today.
Yeah.
So we'd go after like whenever the game is, we'd go play for,
You were just
for the
busy.
pep band. So I was
Dude.
just playing music.
You
You know
were
what I
just
mean? I don't have time
Busy,
to
bro.
fucking. You know what I mean?
You were busy, man. I was just smoking weed. I was just smoking weed, fucking going home playing video games and shit. I was playing guitar though. I was jamming out.
But see,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. It's like, but either way, like as a kid, like homework is just supposed to be practice.
Yeah.
That's why I see.
That
it.
really is, yeah.
It really is like, oh, I didn't quite understand it, and then like to me, I wouldn't do any of the easy like stuff. I would actually like try to do the harder stuff. You know what I mean? Because then that's when it's like, oh, let me try to figure it out. You know what I mean? Because that's like that was fun, like making your brain kind of work like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like doing all the like, oh, this is easy. Like I already did these two. These are all the same. Like the last one might be a little harder, and I'll do it, and then I'll be like, okay, like okay, that was a little something. But I wouldn't do like all the shit because it'd be like, oh, fuck it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'll just do the hard ones, and I'll get some credit, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I would do that too. Like the harder classes, those were the classes I'd focus on.
Yeah.
And like the easier classes, like, well, you know, I do really good on this class, and
Yeah.
she doesn't like fucking do it like that or whatever.
But that's what I'm saying. It's practice. It's like if you're not good at something
Yeah.
and you want to get good at it,
Yeah.
then you practice it. You know what I mean? In life. And then if you don't really care about it, you don't really see yourself doing and utilizing that in the future, then don't. You know what I mean?
I really didn't like. I didn't really give a shit about school. I
And then
guess.
because like honestly, there's no more freedom in your life than when you're a kid.
Yeah.
So to me, to put all that fucking, you're really taking away
Eggs.
any freedom that anybody has ever in their life. You know what I mean?
I mean-
that's to be like homework is to be. There was some homework that was fun.
Yeah.
It's some that was boring as shit, and I never did the boring as shit.
You know what's funny, man? Like looking back now, after like so many years out of high school, I would say if I was 21, maybe 19, I would say school's cool. Like school's important.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking back, like, dude, I hated that shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because none of that
Yeah.
helped me now.
Yeah.
I had to learn how to make money.
was
I had
more-
to learn how to drive. How to learn how to do taxes. I
Yeah.
didn't learn, fucking writing an essay on
Yeah.
a history exam.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's one thing. Writing an essay, like, and here's the thing: English is very important, which is why I understand that. Like, okay, they have it. Like everybody has to take it, whatever.
Yeah.
But like the things that they would make you do in English class, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's the research papers and stuff like that. Like it was mainly made to teach you to like go to college, and if you become a scientist, you do research. Those are the only people who really do like research papers. You know what I mean? People who are in one of the like the sciences. You know what I mean?
Dude, I knew this dude. Remember that one camera dude? Dude that was in that
Yes.
car with the camera and shit.
The one who fucking the moon looks like fucking blah,
Yeah,
blah,
that one
blah.
weirdo dude.
Simpo McGee or whatever.
Dude, he was like my age, like right now
Yeah.
when I hung out with him, and he was still in Cal State.
Dude,
Yeah,
I thought he was our age or younger because the way he acted.
dude, he was like my age. He was like 24, 25, and dude, he was still in college. He still had 2 years to go.
I remember him
And
getting
he was
salty.
yeah.
About you,
And that
talking
one
to
chick. Yeah, that one clown
The
chick.
chalk. She was chalking it up, and you were chalking it up with her, bro.
Yeah, he was like, you stepped on my toes, dog.
Yeah, and then, but you know, in my head, I'm like, look, bro.
She wanted it, man.
If you were, like, yeah, that's the
She
thing.
was.
This
It's
is
not
the
like I
thing.
talked to her. She was talking to me. And
a really
stuff,
good, a really good like friend, or just someone who like has a good understanding. They would be like, oh, I've tried this girl, but if she's flirting with me right here, she's obviously not into me.
It's for the streets.
You know what I mean? But,
You like
but
that
even
person.
like it's like okay, so I'm not the one, but you know what? I'm not gonna stop my homie from
He
from
genuinely
having his
liked it.
chance.
Yeah.
But then that's the thing is like.
And dude, you can she could be everyone's. She could just be the group hoe. You know what I
I
mean?
feel like that's something that like when you're younger, like that's like for if he's our age and he's saying that shit, that's what trips me out. That's why I thought he was younger because that sounds like some like oh like dude I liked her. It's like dude, if you liked it then you should have fucking just went for it. Do you get me?
That dude.
And then if you didn't go for it
Yeah.
and she's like vibing with whoever, then you know what, bro? You're like. That's an L. You just gotta take
you
it
gotta
sometimes.
take the L. He didn't want to take the
And I
L.
feel-
He
that's
liked
why
her,
I thought
bro.
he wasn't at that point in his. That's why I didn't think he was our age now.
Oh, my-
I thought he wasn't at that point in his life where he's like, oh, like, cause I took him my L.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm like, I'm trying to flirt with a girl, but I can tell she's gonna. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna be like, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not even gonna act all salty too, like be a little sad boy to try to get
Just act
attention.
yeah, just
None of
like
that
fuck
shit.
it, yeah.
I just like, oh, you know what? It happens. You know, fucking, it takes it. You know, good for the homie.
That could happen next time. She just
Yeah.
don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like she's feeling this flavor right now, you know. She could feel that flavor next time, you know what I mean? You just can't act salty. I mean, but that dude,
Forgot about
his
him.
major was film,
Yeah.
and he had 2 more years, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You know what? I don't know who the fuck possessed him to think you had to go to college to make film.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is, bro? You're told to go to college.
You go to college to do what you want to do.
Not even like you're told to get to college even if you don't have it made, like even if you don't even know what you want to do. They tell you like you could transfer later. Like they say a bunch of shit to be like, look, just get in.
So we can have your money.
So we could have
Your
what you
fucking
what you
money.
get. We're not even gonna tell you. Oh, this is what you could potentially make money for. This is what you could. You end up getting the same jobs that other people who didn't go to college get sometimes. Especially because there was this lifeguard who she got her degree in film. She's a lifeguard.
You were a
That's
lifeguard.
all she does. No, but yeah, I was a lifeguard.
You were 15
know what I
years
mean?
old and a lifeguard.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know?
So it's like you didn't have to do that to
Waste
get there.
all that money,
Yeah.
all that time. I mean, that's the thing. Public school, they don't teach you how to make money because why would they? Why would they make you competitive?
Yeah.
You know, why would they make you think like, oh, save your money, get a plot of land, then use that, rent out to people, and that rent will like pay for like that mortgage, and then you save up more, get another plot of land. You know what I mean? You can literally like retire like that.
Yeah.
You don't even need to go to college. You just literally need money to buy a fucking house, and other people live in there, and then they pay for that shit. Then you buy another house, and then you fucking chill somewhere else.
Yeah, or even one of the things like this is something that I'm surprised that was never promoted, but like you could do a trade. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
You could like actually like you know work on power lines or work you know do plumbing, do like something, and they get paid way more.
Yeah.
Way more than a teacher, way more than a you know what I mean? Way more than these people who sit in offices who went 4 years to college. You get me? They went through 6 months of like their classes, their training, their trade tech or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's their college. You get what I mean? But it's to me that's not the tradition. That's the trade. That's not a college. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not the university. That's just a trade tech. You know what I mean?
College is just taking money from kids and like indoctrinating
Yeah.
them. They don't teach them how to make money. That's why they're all socialists, because they're all broken in debt, man. To be honest, that's why they're all fucking college.
I don't like
college is made that way.
like it's kind of weird. I don't know. See, this is something that I'm conflicted about, because I'm like I don't think that teachers should give their opinions on things. You know what I mean?
They should just teach the
They
subject.
just teach the subject.
Yeah.
But then like there's been some things that I've heard, because I literally had teachers. It's funny because when you're a kid you don't even know, but when you get older you're like, oh, one was Republican.
Yeah.
One was a Democrat.
Yeah, one was trying to tell me this thing.
One was like, you work and there's some people who need help, and you just give a little piece of what you have to help them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then there's some who's like, people need to pick their lazy asses up
and fucking
get to work
and
work hard.
Oh yeah.
Don't let the dark side get to you. And like the way he said it, because it's crazy, because he would say things like very like let's say you're showing up late to class, or you're like even if it's like, to me I thought it was only for like drugs, but he would do it like, let's say you're too into your girlfriend and you're like getting late to class because you had to walk her to class. It's like, oh, you're going to the dark. You're not doing your assignments. You're heading toward the dark side. You gotta
move his
stay on
hands
the,
like that.
Yeah, he was very, and he called everyone chief. And he was like, my mother said you always have to dress with respect, whatever you do. And like he's a teacher, but he dressed like fucking nice, nice, really like. And he was a dope teacher.
Sounds like a sick
and like
teacher.
I said, because
He sounds like a sick teacher.
Call
He
everyone
sounds sick,
like
yeah.
chief, like hey boss.
He
like,
sounds chill as
yeah,
fuck. Yeah.
And it was a good, and like even his teaching style, like I get like the way he would do it, And it was like, but then I realized older, I'm like, oh, he's Republican, you know what I mean? And it's but his view, but he came from a poor family, and he worked his ass off, and he got to the point where he bought a plot of land and built his parents a house. He built his parents a house. Do you get what I mean? He didn't buy, like, that's the shit, bro.
Dude, some people just like, I don't know, like they know it because they just go through it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly. So then that's why, like, I see their views. One came from like a better, like, blah blah blah, and one, so it's like he always had the abundance.
Yeah.
So why just give a little piece?
Yeah.
While the person who's like, bro, I literally came from nothing.
Yeah, and I built
my parents a house. And you want me to give them a piece?
He's like, what's your excuse?
Yeah,
Exactly,
you want me to give them a piece of what I did?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that is more understandable. You know what I mean?
It is like that, bro.
Yeah, and it really is like
people who grew up with abundance be like, like rich kids,
to them, they're like, why can't everyone just give
That's
a
why
little?
rich kids are socialists and
Exactly.
shit, because they think like everybody could just get
Corny ass, weak ass, fucking, never got a check. Fucking,
I mean, to be honest, man, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind that shit. I wouldn't, like I said, but it's just, we pay.
It's the way they go about it, though. That's the only thing. It's not even their views. It's when their actions get obscured by their views. You know what I mean? No one wants to hear your point when you're doing certain things. You know what I mean?
It's also like people would agree a lot more if they knew like why certain things are that they are. You know what I mean? Like, because we all want the same thing. You know what I mean?
In colleges, we should learn about culture and or it shouldn't even be college. People should just learn more about culture and why and certain things like that.
Like seeing
just so to know about people. You know what I mean?
And like be around people like that they disagree with and have civil discussion, you know,
Yeah.
instead of like having safe spaces and shit like that.
You know what'd be funny if like schools indoctrinated like they have like because there's 40 weeks in the school year or whatever,
Yeah.
and they have like 40 nations that they talk about. You know what I mean? Each week it's like the it's that week for that country or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it'll be funny because it's some students will be from this country. It'll only work honestly in like places like LA because there's different cultures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In other countries they'd be like, what the fuck?
I mean, man, I don't know. I'm kind of glad I didn't go to college, man. Honestly.
Yeah.
I am really glad because there's some people who not have to work, but like they have to work to pay something that they have no choice not to pay.
Yeah.
You know what I
The
mean?
thing is that there's like, I always believe like, college is it's a path. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It
But,
depends
like,
on how you
it's
take it.
literally not for everyone.
Exactly.
But they try to get everyone on board with it. More like more people drop out of college than drop out of high school. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And more and it's because it's like they think like college is like, oh, once you're there, but that's not even it. You know what I mean? College is for people who, okay, I want to do something with academics. I actually want to do engineering. I want to do something with the sciences. I want to be a mathematician, so that when they need a math,
Yeah,
they need
exactly.
someone to do the math. They call on me.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. When you need to have a skill that's
Professional in the academics.
yes, but for film,
You don't-
for music,
For art, I don't think art. Yeah, dude. As
I
an
didn't go to
artist,
music school
yeah.
to learn music.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Like I would call myself like an artist just because I feel
Yeah.
stuff and I create
Yes,
with that.
exactly.
And like sometimes we create concepts, sometimes
Yeah.
we create lyrics. No, we create art.
Yeah, it's just whatever.
We
yeah.
didn't need to go to college for that to
Nothing.
feel how to play the scales.
Exactly.
We learned scales on the internet
Exactly, yeah.
and we just played how
Exactly.
we felt.
What I learned, like what I could have learned from music class, I learned it elsewhere.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You could have went to Berkeley, bro.
Yeah.
You would have been around a lot of people. That would have been cool.
Like that's the thing that college does is it
Gives
it's
you-
a network.
Yeah, exactly.
But
Networking.
but now
the
networking
internet.
is virtual.
Exactly.
So that's why we should create a group
Yeah.
where it becomes a network.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, see, we can help each other, like kind of like how the university is, like they
Yeah.
have a network. We need to have a network.
Like
where it's like
our
we
own
can-
university.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Our
saying,
Hustlers
where people
University.
help, you know what I mean?
Ah. But dude, that's the
That's
idea.
what it
That's
is.
like
we
what.
gotta create
yeah.
a network
Yeah.
so people will help each other out,
Yeah.
give each other advice, be able to meet up, create shit together. You know what I mean? Like it's like a good hub. You know
That's
what
why I
mean?
wanted to do that website.
Yeah, like honestly, like I think that would be a great thing to do. And then cause when we jam out,
Yeah.
right?
We have
like,
other
I've
people
been to
jam out
concerts
too.
where I'm like, dude, this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then there's some people who like you're just like, hey, you're already on your phone. Just go on, whatever, and try to join our network. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to like hit each other up and blah blah. You know what I mean? Like we're trying to create some. You know what I mean?
Like,
and
you,
then, like
you don't know
like,
your next bandmate could be right in here partying
and
with
then-
you,
and then
man.
even if we get like just like 50 people, like or each time we do a thing, you know what I mean? Where however many people just like join, it'll build. You know what I mean? It'll build, and then they'll tell their friends and like, yo, there's this network here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like the ideas, and then we share these ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we will regulate ideas.
We will regulate
We
ideas.
tell them to sip poison.
Yeah, there was
poison.
one doing stay jump.
Just fucking
Yeah, be like
around.
hip.
I just fucking around.
Yeah.
Started making it sound like a cult more and more.
Started making like a cult.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to
They
do.
will believe what we
They will
believe.
They
Yeah.
will believe we are the Messiah.
They will fight an army for us. We will be the generals in an army.
Our name.
Yes. This country will be
And when
ours.
we die, it will become a religion.
Yeah. They will have our flag on their walls.
That's fucking funny.
Dude, yeah. We'll write books and they will pass it on even when we are dead.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and, but that is, we should have like a community of people, like people who make, not just music, people who make like film People
Yeah.
make art. You
And
know?
I think it's just art. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like even people who like they
Wanna express
animators
themselves.
or anything,
Yeah.
or just like because it's just like because sometimes animators they need people to do music too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And usually like an animator will find a guy and like oh that's the person who like they'll stick with them like forever. You know what I mean? They'll every time this person animates something they'll give it to this person and he'll produce something for it. You know what I mean? Like the music, which I always thought was cool. That's something that I wouldn't mind doing too. Is like I always wish I knew an animator so I could just be like, oh here, let me see. All right, yeah, I'm gonna write some sick ass shit for this, bro. All right,
Do you think, because Elon Musk was buying Twitter, but he said like Twitter has a huge bot problem, where like a huge percentage of the population of Twitter is not even real people, it's just bots.
yeah.
And do you think like all like the hate mob is not even real people? It's just like bot. Like when like let's say
very
like
interesting.
Nike like is going to like people protest that Nike should be more like LGBT or more this or more that. Like, do you think all the people complain are like a few real people, but the rest is just bots?
I think it's a few real people, and then other few real people they use their bots for that reason.
Exactly.
You know, you have bots you use forever.
And some weirdos would be like, "Oh, I need a lot of comments right here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a lot of bots."
Yeah, exactly.
They feel like they're doing like some justice shit.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like if you feel like that's the thing. There's some people. If you feel like you're doing right,
Yeah,
you don't
anything's
care what you're
justified.
doing. Yeah, exactly.
Anything's
exactly.
justified.
Anything justified. The ends justify the means
All the time, yeah.
And then, like that's a very slippery slope, you know, because
That's some Nazi shit.
That's what it is.
That's
That
some
really
Nazi
is.
shit,
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
like when people. That's why when people talk about Nazis, to me the most important thing
This group.
is the group mentality.
Exactly.
And that it's a very
Slippery slope, bro.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that's why the like certain things like the no fighting, like I used to be like, oh, like I don't understand why if you get in a fight with someone it's really as bad as it gets, like, you know what I mean, as it is, you know what I mean, like you could get sued for assault, you know, and like you could go, get locked up for a little bit or whatever, just whatever the case may be. But like I understand definitely, because it's like if that's okay and a group mentality gets in that,
That's like
you know what I mean,
that could start like some
you
real
have
shit.
to have it where you have to try to use your words, you know what I mean, because your fists aren't gonna no one's gonna that's not the person's not gonna be like, you know what, I understand what you're saying, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck, man, you whip my ass. Like,
it starts with fists, and then it's knives, and then someone brings a gun, and then
exactly, yeah. It's just it's a whole nother thing. It's not even it's not about solving anything. You know what I mean?
it's just about like hurting the other
It
person.
just creates that revenge cycle.
That's what I'm saying, man. People are just justifying, like media justifies them too, like CNN and shit. But they only say that because that's their audience. You know, they don't want to lose their audience by like saying something they don't agree with.
That's why, like, one philosophy I agree with that like they teach in schools, which I actually agree with, is like treat people the way you want to be treated. You get me? So then it's like if you don't want to go around trying to hurt other people because they're not understanding your concepts, because you wouldn't want someone to hurt you because you're not understanding what they're saying. You know?
Yeah, golden rule.
Like it really is.
Golden rule.
Don't treat people the way you want to be treated.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like just be chill. You know, you want everyone to be chill. That's why when like I'm chilling, someone's agitated. I'm like, why are you so like mad? You know, like I don't get it. You know, like I'm being chill. Like you're all upset. But people who do that are upset about other things. You know, like their whole life is shit. You know.
Yeah, exactly, and they're very passionate because something else. Like it's really compensating for something else. Because I used to think of some of the times where I was like most passionate in a lot of my arguments, and it was like, I was going through other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with necessarily fucking the argument. You know what I mean?
You just like want to win because you want to feel that sweet victory.
Yeah, that little dopamine of fucking I got it.
Ugh, you want to go back to the pad, make jam out?
Show for show.
Jam out, ask some pair.